including $31 million guaranteed. ESPN's Field Yates says Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson likely won't be needing any change of address cards.
I would be extremely surprised if Lamar Jackson is playing somewhere besides Baltimore next season. He's going to get the franchise tag. Before that time. He'll probably get the exclusive franchise tag, which would mean the team would have to offer 2 first-round picks in order to execute a trade.
Field Yates on Bart and Hahn. A top 4 matchup in the NBA West tonight. The Suns host the Grizzlies at 10 Eastern on ESPN. Suns guard Devin Booker out with groin soreness. From baseball, the Giants will sign 2 free agents, outfielder Michael Conforto, a 2-year deal, $36 million, and Taylor Rogers, 3 years, $33 million.
Hi, this is Max Kellerman from Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. All of us here at ESPN Radio would like to wish you happy holidays and a happy new year.
In the heart of Beer City, USA, 2 men, 1 journey to create a sports show unlike any other. Unfiltered, raw, and honest. One of them played a soccer goalie opposite Ben Stiller. The other once scored 6 points on Steph Curry. These guys know their shit. Let's go! Tank Spencer, Jeremy Greene, the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings. And Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
And a Merry Christmas to you. Welcome into the Sportsocracy on a football Friday here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. And, of course, we're heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app and seen everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click on the live video link, subscribe to the channel, join us in the chat, get all the alerts when we go live, and you can see the glory that is my new PJs. This is a Christmas gift from my dad. Tampa Bay Buccaneers ugly sweater PJs.
You wore your pajamas to work.
I thought it was only fitting because, I mean, I'm in full vacation mode.
Oh, I am.
We are going to be taking the next week off of the show. Jeremy will still have he'll be here tomorrow morning to give you your fantasy do's and don'ts for the day. But I'm going to be looking forward to spending the next 2 days in my PJs just Christmasing.
I got all my Christmas presents wrapped today, so I can put them all around the tree. They're very beautiful. I did not do it.
He did not.
I had absolutely nothing to do with it.
He rolls up here in one of the snazziest looking pickup trucks I have ever seen, and he's got a lackey in there doing his gift wrapping.
It was not a lackey. It was a very good friend of mine that really loves wrapping Christmas presents.
The mullets
Thank
are
you,
flowing,
Teresa.
and it makes me feel surly that it's so damn cold outside, and he is now officially the bougiest redneck on the planet.
And I'm fine with that.
We welcome everybody into the Football Friday edition of the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. Everybody in the chat as well. A Merry Christmas to you all. And, it's not time to say goodnight yet. We got 3 hours to go of the Football Friday. We'll have all of your picks for the weekend. Unfortunately, we will not be joined by Asheville Police Chief Zack today. He's having more back problems, so T's and P's to the Chief. But we do have his picks, and we'll be doing all of the NFL picks against the spread, play and beat the Chief, which I do want to point out, I won again this past week.
By a game. Woo.
Just distancing myself.
Yeah, but you haven't distanced yourself enough.
Got a 3-game lead.
I'm still within striking distance.
I got a 3-game lead and beat the Chief, and we will pick all the games against the spread coming up in the 4 o'clock hour of the program today. Let's go ahead and hit that opening drive. Opening drive brought to you by Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville. 629 Brevard Road is the address. Go by. Check out the showroom. You never know what you're going to find there. Like, look, I'm not one who thinks pickup truck when I think Nissan, but now I will.
Yes, I'm in a brand new Platinum Reserve Nissan Titan.
This thing is sweet.
I think it will actually do my taxes. I'm going to set
probably smart enough to.
So I'm going to set the forms. We did today's the last day of our year. So I've got all of the documents. I'm going to set them on the dashboard. I'm going to drive home, and I think by the time I get there, they will be done. That is how snazzy this truck is.
Incredibly beautiful white Nissan Titan, and it is. It's got the chocolate inlays and then in
accents.
Oh, good Lord! All leather interior. It's got all the bells and whistles. You want to go take a look at it? Well, you can go over to 629 Brevard Road. And if you're in the market for a brand new Titan or a certified pre-owned vehicle like my 2017 Rogue that is just fantastic, especially compared to the thing that I used to drive, just mention our name, the Sportsocracy, at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville, and they will give you a $250 bonus on your trade-in.
Speaking of trade-ins,
yeah,
my New York Jets need one because Zach Wilson is awful.
I mean, I feel like I tried to tell you.
I've never disputed that. Last night was the worst display of, I'm not even going to call that quarterback play. I'm going to say that was he showed up and put on his big boy pants and put on a helmet and acted like he was an NFL football player. Do you know how tired I am of losing? I've been doing this for 30 years. I'm fed up. And now I look around a team where I've got 21 positions that are right, or at least right adjacent. And then I have this little 22-year-old twinkly-eyed dumpster fire that couldn't play dead in the Western that has completely taken my team out of the playoff hunt.
He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I hate him. I hate him so much. Literally, in terms of things I hate, it's A Christmas Story, Elf, and Zach Wilson's passed them both.
This entire season, I've been riding the Jets train with you like an improving team. Got a great defense. Got a lot of things to be happy about. Awesome. But I generally end our conversations with, yeah, but Jeremy, there's going to be that moment. There's going to be that moment that they're going to let you down.
Oh, they didn't let me down.
And you had it last night.
The defense
Zach
did
Wilson,
their job.
I get it. The rest of the team you like, and Zach Wilson is, yes, I'm fully on board with you. But once again, this is an organizational decision that I get they were forced into because Mike White couldn't play. But Joe Falco, we could keep doing that.
Chris Stravler. Go to Chris Stravler permanently. That's where I'm at. I am to the point of I will take a Grey Cup winning, mink coat wearing, beer chugging Chris Stravler over Zach Wilson. A guy that's been on 4 practice squads. That's better than what you took it to. That is where I'm at. And if you had done this earlier, I think Stravler or Mike White could have taken you to the playoffs. But the fact that you refuse to admit this mistake, and we all know it. Just watch the players. Watch the defense. When they come back on the field, hanging their heads going, how do we keep doing this? We did our job. You give them the ball in plus territory, basically guarantee they're going to score 2 times. It's a disaster. And I'm not even to the point of, I don't want him to be the starter. I don't want him on the roster. I don't want him in the building. I don't care if you send him to the Toronto Maple Leafs or the Winnipeg Argonauts or whatever Grey Cup chasing CFL team will take that little dumpster fire. You can have him. And you ask me, well, what would you like to get for him? I would let you hit me in the face with a wiffle ball bat if you would just take him away from me.
Yeah, I had to ask the question because it's clear. It's clear this was a monumental mistake. He's one of the biggest draft busts in the history of the NFL.
Top 5 ever.
Yes.
Top 5 biggest busts ever.
And you could argue he's the biggest.
Oh, no, he's not worse than Jamarcus Russell. He's not worse than Ryan Leaf. But the sheer fact that you're having this conversation and his name belongs in it tells you everything you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
I have never in my life seen a team that from 2 to 53 is this good get completely titanicked by a quarterback. And then he comes up to the podium And I'm going to level. I was, however many domestic lights you think I had last night, you should add about 9 because that's where I was. I got vaguely lost going home from a bar that's underneath my house. Think about what I just said. Mm-hmm. So I get home, and there's Zach. I turn on ESPN, and frankly, I just want to think about anything other than what I have just watched. And here's Zach Wilson, who steps up there and goes, yeah, I think I've lost my confidence. Really? That's what you think just happened? Not that you're an imitation little boy that's out here trying to play NFL quarterback? Because that's what I saw. I saw somebody that is not qualified to be in this league, let alone starting on a playoff contender. It was pathetic. And I'll be honest with you, it's starting to make me question Robert Saleh. Because he came to the podium today and basically said, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. Well, Rob, here's the thing. It doesn't matter now. This is one of those things that you should have attacked. I can't figure out how you've watched him in practice and at any point went, yeah, he can be our guy. I don't care if it was Streveler, Flacco, Mike White, the janitor, some homeless guy you found outside Florham Park. I don't care who you started at quarterback. They couldn't be worse. Mm-hmm. It's not physically possible.
With a draft pick like this, with a scenario like this, I guess the question becomes, do you have to have that extra proof? Like, we already knew Zach Wilson was god-awful. After the New England game.
He's getting worse by the game.
Mm-hmm. After the New England game, we all were like, okay, this is done. Like, we got to tap out. Zach Wilson's no good. This is clearly going to be Mike White's team now. Okay. And then they have to revert back to Zach Wilson, I guess, to give him that one more try. One more time. I mean, we benched you, and now we got to see if the lesson was learned. Well, clearly nothing was learned. Or maybe he just doesn't have the talent, which is weird that he bamboozled so many people for the last 3 years who thought he had the talent.
He has the arm talent. He doesn't have the brain. He doesn't have the IQ. Straight up, he does not have the IQ. When I went to pick up my 2023 Platinum Reserve Titan from Fred Anderson Nissan today, I asked the Panther fans, hey, what would it cost for us to get Sam Darnold back? Because I'm totally in. If you're willing to let Sam, bring him back. I miss him. Frankly, I'm starting to miss Bubby Brister and Jeff Blake. And Glenn Foley.
Right. Now looking back, that draft pick could not have gone worse.
And by the way, I already see somebody has said this in the YouTube comments. I've heard this so many times. I don't want Justin Fields either. Okay? I don't wish we had taken him. I've seen the redrafts. If you're giving me any player I can have, I'll take Micah Parsons, and you all can deal with those 4 dumpster fires.
Right.
And from now on, anytime I say a losing team should not win a game, I want you to remember what I had to watch last night. I had to watch the Goldilocks heroine of the Jacksonville Jaguars, who should be our quarterback. But we had to win one meaningless game against the stupid Los Angeles Rams that didn't mean squat to anybody. And now I have to watch this guy who's now going to haunt me for 15 years while I've got bandana, bamboozled. Oh, there's so many words I want to say right here that are not illegal for me to say.
Don't do that.
Just little goofball with his boy band haircut and his little cherub cheeks, and that's what I got. Mm-hmm. Man, I'm glad we got that one win. And from now on, anytime any of you ever say, well, you never want to lose. Oh, really?
Yeah, you
do.
Do
you not?
Yeah, you do.
Because I think you do. Last night, that's all I could think about was, man, you know, that one win, that really changed the franchise around, didn't it? God.
And we all had that feeling at the moment. We talked about it on the show after you guys beat the LA Rams. We went, well, good job.
Oh, great. That was awesome. Good for you. Thanks, Adam Gase.
Right, because now you miss out on Trevor Lawrence. And then you had to talk yourself into Zach Wilson. Had to give yourself hope, and it has just pooed in your punch bowl.
The best way I can equate this. The New York Jets are like that girlfriend that we've all had and we loved, and when it was good, it was so good. But they hurt you a lot. And they cheat on you, and they talk down to you, and they're mean to you in front of your friends, and they put cigarettes out on your couch, and you think they can never hurt me. I'll never let them hurt me again. And they come back, and you forgive them, and they set your house on fire with you in it. New York Jets, baby. Jets, just in this.
You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
The Ingles Giving Tree, benefiting Manna Food Bank, will be on display at Asheville outlets as a reminder of the needs of so many families in western North Carolina. Drop off non-perishable items in the donation barrels at all Ingles locations. Donate online or at the Ingles Giving Tree at Asheville outlets so Manna Food Bank can reach everyone who needs help. Nothing can hold back the holiday spirit of giving in western North Carolina. Please help Ingles Markets, iHeartRadio, WLOS, and the Asheville Citizen-Times ensure Manna Food Bank can fill thousands of empty plates this season.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelly Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville or call them at 828-365-1663.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
The bicycles. The toy fire trucks. Instead of giving gifts that kids will outgrow, invite grandparents and friends to contribute to your child's future with the UNest app. UNest allows parents to create an investment account for their kids that makes it easy to gift funds that can be used for college tuition, a first car, and more, just by sharing a link. To get started, download the UNest app from the App Store or Google Play. See terms and conditions at unest.co. That's UNEST.co.
Holiday shopping is exhausting. I hit like 30 stores already. You?
I went to Verizon.
Oh, and?
And that's it.
Seriously?
Seriously. I got the new iPhone 14 Pro on Verizon in stock now. Plus more Apple gifts like Apple Watch SE, iPad, and Beats Fit Pro. Also on Verizon. A value of up to $1,900.
Seriously?
Seriously. The iPhone 14 Pro is perfect for my daughter. Its new Pro camera system takes amazing pictures, even in low light. She's gonna love it.
So who gets the Apple gifts?
Oh, the Apple gifts? I'm keeping those for myself.
Kinda like a finder's fee?
More like a holiday miracle.
Seriously.
Get to your Verizon store for their best deal of the year. Act now. This offer ends soon. A service plan is required for gifts. 5G phone. Up to $999.99 device payment purchase or full retail purchase with newer upgrade smartphone line required. Less up to $1,000 trade-in promo credit applied over 36 months. 0% APR. Additional terms and conditions apply. Visit Verizon.com for offer details. Up to $1,900 value based on iPhone, Apple Watch, iPad, and Beats.
It's ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Jeremy's been stewing on that ever since, the first quarter of last night's game?
I got a call of somebody that was sitting at the bar and said, I would like to watch this game with you. And my number one response was, for why? Why do you want to subject yourself to what you're – and it didn't take long for them to realize that what I said was accurate. Because I was sad in a hurry. And I only proceeded to get sadder as it went on.
Mm-hmm.
And now I want to lose out. I'm to that point. And I don't know what it will take to fire Mike LaFleur because he's Robert Saleh's little best friend. I'll do it. If it's a fund I have to contribute to, I'll contribute to it. If I need to fly to New Jersey and be the security guy, I'll do that too. Whatever it requires, I am here for you.
And you'd be okay if your team just outright cut him. Zach Wilson.
I'd cut him right now. I have cut him today. Stop playing the game. Well, but you could get a draft pick for him. Look, I'll tell you something. I told a scout friend of mine today. He's a broken toy. Can somebody else fix him? Maybe. New York can't fix him.
Mm-hmm.
And if you let him hang around here much longer, they will chew him up and spit him out. I haven't heard boos like that in New York. I don't even remember the last time I hear. I remember it being that visceral.
I was going to say probably the last time you were 13 and 14 or 3 and 14.
No, those crowds tend to give up, and you get the real diehards, and they'll show up to boo. It's not like this. It's not the visceral is not there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this goes to Brett Favre maybe. That team that started 9-2 and then didn't win another game. That's the last time I remember it being this bad.
Yeah.
Because you got to have some form of hope. If you go into a season knowing we're going to be 3 and 14, you don't hear that. It's when you were given the hope and then you poo in the punch bowl.
Yeah, 19-3 loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars on Thursday Night Football. Zach Wilson threw for under 100 yards in the game. Got benched in the second half for Chris Streveler, who actually came in and the offense moved.
And he was exponentially better.
Mm-hmm.
There are Jet fans that have been screaming for him since the preseason.
But he had, what, like 66 passing yards or something? Or 66 yards of total offense at the halftime?
Oh, it was awful.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Oh, it was awful.
It's just
missing wide open receivers. It was pathetic.
Mm-hmm. It was just watching disaster after disaster after disaster. And so now you set your sights on Jimmy G.
So it's not Jimmy G I'm after.
Who
I want a solution. This team's too good. I don't what that solution is. I don't know. That's not my job. That's Joe Douglas's job.
Mm-hmm.
Go find the guy. You missed. And look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want another rookie either. I'm done playing this game. The best success the New York Jets have ever had in franchise history has been going out and getting a veteran quarterback from somewhere else. 11 games of Brett Favre, several seasons of Vinny Testaverde. There were, obviously the Pennington years were pretty good. That was a guy you drafted, but he fell right in your lap.
Mm-hmm.
That's not happening again. So go get the guy. Zach Wilson is not it. And maybe it's Mike White. Hell, maybe it's Chris Streveler. I don't know. But I know that the cherub must be vamoosed.
Well, there will be no more Zach Wilson in New York.
No, and the fact that Saleh wouldn't even commit to him playing again. Last night he said, we haven't seen the last of Zach Wilson, and he got crucified for it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, today he came to the podium and said, I don't know what we're going to do.
He'll be inactive for the rest of the year.
And he should be.
And they will do something official in the offseason.
He strikes me as a 4th-round pick flyer to Indianapolis or Tampa Bay.
Oh, don't put that juju on me.
Well, you're going to have to do something cheap because you're killed against the cap. So
I'll go with Kyle Trask. Thank you.
I'm not sure that Kyle Trask isn't better than Zach Wilson.
That's what I'm saying. This is how bad this has gone.
Oh, it's been a nightmare.
Mm-hmm. And Zach Wilson, T's and P's to all Jet fans. I don't know. It's part of you feels bad for the kid.
I don't.
But
there's no part of me that feels bad for him.
Really?
No.
With all of the, just.
What did he do that he didn't do to himself?
I get it. But you know what he's facing. You know the vitriol that he's facing from these New York Jets fans. And it's like,
I've watched 20 other quarterbacks do it too.
Do what?
I've watched 20 other quarterbacks do it too.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, there is zero sympathy in my soul for Zach Wilson. You did this to yourself. And now everything you do, it's almost, we've all had that coworker that just irked us. Either they were a brown noser or, you can draw, whatever the case may be. And every word that came out of their mouth just irritates you. That's where he's at. That's where we are with Zach Wilson.
Adam Black is trying to get the Lord on your side here. He wants to see Baker Mayfield brought in for the New York Jets.
I can't tell you who the next quarterback will be. I can tell you who it won't be.
That would be great.
I know enough people in that front office. It ain't going to be Baker.
Yeah, it would be Baker.
Because we have very similar takes on Baker Mayfield. So I don't care what it is. I don't care what it costs. None of it. I don't care.
Yep. Just end this stuff. We got a whole lot of football to talk about on the program today, but I feel like we haven't talked about this yet. We got to give an update where we stand right now with the Merry Madness tournament, the bracket to decide the greatest Christmas movie of all time.
We have a Final Four. We have a Final Four. And it may not be the Final Four that you thought it would be.
Interesting.
Get just a bit outside in the next segment. We'll give you the 4 finalists and tell you how you can vote on those to be Beer City's first greatest Christmas movie of all time.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
All right, so apparently, according to Drake May, all this stuff Pat Narduzzi was talking about with the $5 million offers, that's not real. Did you hear this, Jeremy?
I did. I don't believe it. But.
Drake May spoke to the media and says that all this about the NIL offers is all just rumors. That there was nothing ever directly offered to the May family. That he had heard some things on the periphery. Like, for instance, apparently there was some contacting of his high school head coach. I guess to get, hey, will you tell him if he wants to get, like, is this how far the back channels are working now?
Mm-hmm. Oh, no doubt this is. I've called this the Wild Wild West for years. And it's getting worse by the day.
Mm-hmm. He says he was never offered anything directly from any of these schools, that to actually be able to talk to the schools, you have to enter the transfer portal to begin with. But then he did have this to say. He said, for me, I think college football is going to turn into a mess. They're going to have to do something. There was nothing to me or my family directly offered from any of these other schools. Nothing was said or offered to the Mays. But for Drake May to come out and say, this is a mess. I'm the most sought-after free agent in this new free agency period of college football, and I'm telling you this is bad for the sport. Thought that was a very interesting take from him.
And it's a very accurate take. It's a very accurate take. This is bad, and I feel like a lot of people are just going, well, this is what it is now. Think about how much this has evolved in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't get in front of this, what's it going to be 2 yeyears from now?
Yep. The NCAA is going to have to get involved at some point, put some kind of parameters on this thing. Because, look, it's not like he's not getting a deal. He's got his money.
Oh, yeah, and I think his take there at the end was very genuine. The beginning of this was very disingenuous. Well, nobody came out and offered me something directly. Because they can't. Because they can't. But I guarantee you somebody through a back channel said, we got $50 million in NIL money, and that 10% of that could be yours.
Mm-hmm.
If you signed here. That's how stupid the NCAA is.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to think about what I'm getting ready to say. According to their rules, they can't even tell you what your NIL package will look like until you sign. Think about how stupid that is. If you went to interview for a job and you liked the job and you went, well, this, and they told you, well, how much am I going to make? And their answer was, we'll tell you after you sign that. You signing it?
No.
No.
Not a chance.
No. So the thought that these guys don't know that is just insanely stupid.
Mm-hmm. Said he had heard all these things through the grapevine, but he is being taken care of at North Carolina. He had all of the nice things to say about the University of Chapel Hill and all of that. Did say that that Carolina blue is special, and there is no other color in the world that meaningful. And to me, that kind of sums up my entire fanhood. He's getting a bag from Carolina.
Oh, no doubt.
And this is the thing that I think has been confusing to me about all of this. Is all these fans want to talk about, oh, well, so-and-so's taking all the money to go over here. Yeah, what about your guys? You don't think your guys are getting it?
You're all getting paid.
You're all getting paid, and we all know it.
This is the gift-giving season, and some people are just better at giving gifts than others. And I think we have a new leader in the clubhouse. It's Buffalo Bills wide receiver Isaiah McKenzie. He got the entire wide receiver room custom gifts. And you would be thinking, maybe he got them a watch.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he got them cufflinks. Or, no. He thought about this a little more. He had custom-made arcade games. They're all Buffalo Bills colors.
Okay.
They have every player's number and their name on it. But what game does it have? Well, it has NFL Blitz.
Nice.
Which is a go-to. It also has 9,600 other arcade games.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he got one for everybody.
He got him an emulator.
That's so awesome. That is such an awesome gift. And these things are sweet, too. And now I want one.
So this is like the full-on big box with the TV screen.
It's as big as I am.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. It's very, very sweet.
That is a great gift.
That is it's a thoughtful gift, too. Good for you, Isaiah McKenzie.
Absolutely.
You're the kind of teammate I want. Unlike Zach Wilson that got our offensive lineman scooters.
I was going to say, and now do all the heads turn to Josh Allen and go, what are you going to give us? What do we get from you?
Now, here's what's funny. Josh Allen got their offensive line. He also got them scooters.
Why?
But for some reason, when Josh Allen did it, it didn't irk me. And when Zach Wilson did it, it irked me.
It should irk you. That's a strange gift for a man, I think.
No, the ones Josh Allen got, pretty cool. Josh or Zach Wilson, I'm going to use it to run you over.
You've seen the two, and they're different?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Josh Allen's are custom. Like they have a Buffalo Bill helmet on the front tire.
Oh,
it's
cool.
got your number on it, and they can ride them around the facility.
Oh, okay.
Zach Wilson's, it looks like he just bought out a cart dealership and went, "Hey, look, I got your gift. Like me, please." Use that thing to run you over, you cherub.
You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. We haven't even gotten into anything other than Zach Wilson, and I feel like we've already had a full show. Can't wait to see where it goes after this. Stick with us.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Blustery and cold for us here as we head through this evening and tonight. Wind advisory through 3 a.m. Saturday morning with a wind chill warning through 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Clear skies, windy and cold for us here tonight. Temperatures drop down to near 40 degrees with wind chills between 15 and 20 below. Sunny, windy, cold, middle 20s Saturday. Partly cloudy and cold for Christmas Day. Low 30s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Tyson Furniture.
At Tyson Furniture, we have a huge selection of furniture, honest values, and great service. We are a big store, and Black Mountain has wonderful restaurants and interesting shops to explore. Visit us at Tyson Furniture in Black Mountain, where beautiful homes begin.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Don't let unused insurance dollars go to waste. Most insurance plans cover 2 dental cleanings and exams each year before expiring on January 1st. Maximize the dental insurance benefits you're already paying for and schedule your exam today with Asheville Smiles. Dr. Merrill's mission is world-class dental care through technology and research, so you'll get the most advanced treatment with the comforts of home. Schedule your exam now before the end of the year rush at AshevilleSmiles.com.
This season, get low prices and great deals at Target. Find low prices on popular gifts, holiday decor, gift wrap, and so much more. Plus, order today and get it today with free drive-up, free order pickup, and same-day delivery when you shop Target.com or place your order on the Target app. Holiday shopping at Target is easier than ever. Get low prices and great deals so you can holiday your way, only at Target.
The Ingles Giving Tree benefiting Manna Food Bank will be on display at Asheville outlets. Drop off non-perishable items in the donation barrels at all local Ingles locations or donate online. Help Ingles Markets, iHeartRadio, WLOS, and the Asheville Citizen-Times ensure Manna Food Bank can fill thousands of empty plates this season.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
The Ingles Advantage isn't just about savings or the best quality food for your family. It's more than that. It's the advantage of being a part of a community. That's why we provide over 2 million pounds of food every year through regular donations and programs like the Ingles Giving Tree, Food for Thought, and the Ingles Fill a Backpack program. It's the right thing to do, and we know that you would do the same. Ingles, your neighbor for over 50 years.
The Sportsocracy.
The ceiling is the roof. Let's make it happen. Let's keep moving forward.
Welcome back into the program.
You
turn
have to
on
turn
the
that
microphone.
on.
Jeez,
yeah, you can't just talk. It
told
doesn't
you.
know.
I told you. I'm checked out. For
Well,
the
you wore
holiday
your
already.
jammies to work.
I did. I'm feeling festive. I'm feeling ready to go. We're having Christmas brunch or Christmas Eve brunch tomorrow with my parents, and we're gonna have movie day and all of that. They don't have Netflix, so they can, so they're gonna come over. We're gonna watch all the Netflix movies that they can't watch. It's gonna be great.
Who doesn't have Netflix?
My parents.
Why?
You make fun of me for being old and out of touch with technology. My parents.
Just set your account up on their television.
They don't have a smart television.
Then put a stick in it. We have 4 of them in this room.
I don't think you would know how to use it.
Just turn it on.
I'm telling you,
I'll
it's
walk
a
you
thing.
through this.
I know how to do it. I don't know that he'll be able to figure out how to do it.
To do this. Which my parents are not. They're not non-tech savvy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, they know what they know.
Mine are. My dad still has a VCR.
Where does one find that?
It's still his VCR from. It's the last one that he bought.
Where do you buy VCR movies?
He has all his old movies, and he just does stuff.
If one was to set out to buy a VCR or a VCR movie, where would you do that?
I guess eBay.
So you can do eBay, but Netflix is a step too. That is maddeningly inconsistent.
No, it's not like he buys any new movies. I have all of these tapes, and I don't want them to go to waste. So, and yes, he is the kind of guy that whips out the 1993 UNC basketball game, even though he knows he can go to his computer and look it up on YouTube. And he will watch it on his VCR.
If you gave me a VCR movie and a VCR and you told me, make this work, I don't think I could do it.
Right. I'm surprised it even works with the newer television that he has.
Stephen Towell said a VCR movie is called a VHS. In my world, it's called a VCR movie. It's also a dinosaur. I've never actually used one of those.
I think he still has the beta player somewhere as well.
What? What?
That was the other version of the VCR. Like
beta's a fish.
There was the VHS, and then there was the Betamax. And I think he still has the Betamax player somewhere.
Does anybody else know what he's talking about? Because I have got absolutely no idea.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so we got big plans. I know you got some plans as well with your family.
With the family, I've got all of HWA's gifts, lovely wrapped. My friend Teresa came all the way from Shelton Laurel to wrap those for me. That is love. That is love. And she did an immaculate job. I actually didn't think anybody wrapped presents like that. I mean, it has add-ons. There's a tree, I think, on one of them.
There is.
I think she cut down a tree and brought it in here, and that's part of the gift. I killed a tree for you.
Yeah, here's your sprig of holly
for Christmas.
They're absolutely beautiful. She did a great job.
Oh, they're
it looks like something that would be underneath the the ceremonial tree at the Biltmore Estate or something.
Oh, it's fabulous.
Yeah.
I don't. Amy has one more present around here somewhere that I have yet to find. It was delivered to the front door. I've been to every door in this building, and no, sir. No, sir, it's not.
I'm just slap some wrapping paper on that sucker, write their name on it in a Sharpie, and throw it to them.
Yeah,
here you go.
See, the bad thing is that now I've set the expectation, so I've already booked Teresa to wrap my gifts for next year.
Right, she's already told me I need to bring mine so she can do mine too.
So your VCR movies.
Yeah.
We have 4 finalists.
4 finalists for the Merry Madness Tournament. Greatest Christmas movies of all time as I got to add as chosen by the listeners of this program.
Look, there are some selections here that make plenty of sense. One of these movies is very, very old. One of these movies is kind of old. One of them is oldish. And then there's one that's pretty new. Our final 4. One side of the bracket, you have National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Great choice. There was no chance it wasn't coming out of that bracket.
And it will take on Home Alone.
How?
Because Home Alone beat your stupid A Christmas Story.
That's
because
ridiculous.
That movie is stupid.
It's not.
I want a Red Ryder BB gun. You know what I want? You to go away. I want that movie to be put on a banned list somewhere because it's awful.
You people should be ashamed of yourselves. Nice, wholesome movie about a kid wanting the top toy of the season against the child endangerment story. Jeez.
It's a great movie. And then the other side of the bracket, one that I didn't think was coming out of this, A Charlie Brown Christmas.
That was a surprising.
And it takes on Bad Santa.
Oh, my God.
Let's go! Billy Bob Thornton as Santa Claus.
That's awful.
Domestic lights and heaters for all. Let's go!
Absolutely terrible.
I'll go ahead and tell you, however many times I can vote, I will go buy more devices just so I can vote for Bad Santa more times.
Well, we know you will. Mr. I put my thumb on the scale.
I did not put my thumb on any scale. Bad Santa had to beat several movies that you all told me you really liked.
That's not true. Stephen Tao said you rigged his machine that when he tried to go vote against Bad Santa, it counted it as Bad Santa. What are you, a Democrat?
At Sports Take ESPN. Yeah, that should take a few out of my inbox and into yours. Merry Christmas.
Anyhow, yeah, it is what it is. You got that. So we got clearly 3 classic Christmas movies here and 1 giant poo in the punch bowl.
Stephen Tao said that's cheating, Jeremy. 1 person, 1 vote. Well, it's hooked to Facebook, and I only have 1 Facebook, so it doesn't matter how many devices I have. It was a joke.
Home Alone is a fine choice. It was not my choice, but it's a fine one. Christmas Vacation, you couldn't go wrong with that. Charlie Brown Christmas, I easily understand how it beat the Grinch. I don't even kind of understand you guys on the Bad Santa thing.
Because it's awesome.
It's awful.
Because it's an awesome movie.
I mean, it's funny, but it ain't ha 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 slap your knee funny.
Oh, it's hilarious.
No.
It's great. It is great. And you know what? I may get a cameo done by Billy Bob Thornton just to say thank you for making it the winner.
I'm sure you will, and he will probably tell me to go do things to myself.
Oh, 100%. Because see, here's the thing: Billy Bob is actually a friend of a friend because he has a blues band that I had absolutely no idea.
They're very good.
That's where I was headed.
Yeah,
I actually went to one of the shows, and they are awesome. So.
I mean, I give him props on that. I love him as an actor, but that just was not one of my favorite movies.
So
and the fact that it gets listed in the all-time greatest Christmas movies by this here audience is, you guys are special.
It's so
special
good.
audience, and we love you to death.
And it's the audience that I always wanted. That is what I can say definitively. This tournament has taught me that not only is you or is you ain't my constituency.
All right, so how are we going to settle the Final Four here? We're putting up another poll on the YouTube stream?
So we're going to put a poll on all of the social medias. Instagram, and I don't use InstaFace very often because Insecuregram is just one of those things that I don't particularly like. But for this, we are going to use that. That will go out after the show. Tomorrow, when I come in here to do the fantasy show, I will unveil the final matchup. And you will have a full day, all of your Christmas Eve, to sit around and choose which one of these movies you want to vote for, and then we will put the winner out on Christmas morning with a message from Tank and I to all of you on Christmas.
Very, very nice. The Merry Madness bracket, look for the Final Four poll going up on all of the social medias. You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. When I finally drove the old car into the grave, I knew there was only one place I was going to go. Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville, home of the family plan. And yes, they treat you like family. I went in, told them what I was looking for, told them my budget, and in no time, I was signing the paperwork on my certified pre-owned vehicle. They have the area's largest selection on quality pre-owned vehicles and certified Nissans. They go through a 167-point inspection, so you know it's not going to let you down. They gave me the Carfax report, so I know the history of my vehicle. And the Fred Anderson family plan gives me things like oil changes and car washes and loaner cars if I have to have major work done on the car in the future. For me, buying a car has always been an intimidating thought. But the folks at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville made it super easy. Don't be like me. Don't wait till the last minute to get a deal done. Go to AndersonNissan.com or stop by the showroom at 629 Brevard Road. And don't forget to mention we sent you from the Sportsocracy and get a $250 bonus on your trade-in at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
Real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
This holiday ad will be over in 27 seconds. Unlike the new Duracell battery with Power Boost ingredients that can last 19,976 seconds in your kid's RC motorcycle, or 6,801 seconds on your beard trimmer for this year's family photo, or 15,172 seconds on your electric frother for some holiday eggnog, and many more seconds to get more out of your holiday season. Duracell, unlike this ad, engineered for more.
This season, get low prices and great deals at Target. Find low prices on popular gifts, holiday decor, gift wrap, and so much more. Plus, order today and get it today with free drive up, free order pickup, and same-day delivery when you shop Target.com or place your order on the Target app. Holiday shopping at Target is easier than ever. Get low prices and great deals so you can holiday your way, only at Target.
For more information about contests on the station, log on to ESPNAVL.com.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
The ketchup-stained cuffs from Burger Night. the dirt-streaked sweatpants from Tuesday's boot camp class. Not to mention the sorting. We get it. You don't have to love laundry to love Arm & Hammer Plus OxyClean. Why pay more to remove microscopic stains for a deep, hygienic clean? Laundry will always be laundry. And with a little help, you'll crush it. Arm & Hammer. More power to you.
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling?
Because I love football.
I heard a theory today, too, that just gave me a whole lot of joy. That after how bad this Zach Wilson thing has gone with the New York Jets, what if the Jets got Tom Brady to come back?
Oh,
year?
I've had several people say that. I'm good.
I would just love to see it. Jeremy has to pull for his arch nemesis to come and be the savior.
I just want a real life quarterback. Not a real boy. Not Pinocchio. I want a real life NFL quarterback.
Right.
That's all I want for Christmas. Mariah Carey, you can chime up all the music. All I want for Christmas is a quarterback.
He fights back saying those words, and it really puts me on edge sometimes. We'll have the daily draft coming up for you at the top of the third hour of the program today, as Jeremy and I will be discussing where we're going to go over the next week.
Because we will not be here
That's right.
for the next week.
That's right. We're taking the Christmas vacation, and so we'll get you set, of course, for all of the college action as well, coming up in the 5 o'clock hour of the program. 4 o'clock hour, we're going to pick all the games in the NFL against the spreads, breaking down all of the action and the amazing backup quarterback parade that we have in the NFL today.
This is a gross week of football. I mean, just gross.
Is it going to be blowouts galore, or is it going to be more like the grossest, closest games you could imagine?
It's going to be a lot of cold. It's going to be a lot of low-scoring, hard-to-watch football. It's a great week for running backs. So if you see a running back in a plus matchup, that's probably the direction you're wanting to go. Not a lot of air yards. I mean, half the games on the schedule are 36.5 over, under, or less.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the wind's going to be whipping in all of these locations, and snow could be a factor for several games tomorrow. The Cleveland game, I know there's been a lot of talk about the Cleveland-New Orleans game. It's going to be nasty weather in Cleveland tomorrow afternoon.
Have you seen the game time kickoff temperatures of the games tomorrow?
No.
So in Santa Clara, it'll be 59. That's Commanders 49ers.
Okay.
Green Bay, which is they take on the Dolphins in Miami, it's 53. These are the other temperatures for all of the outdoor games, of which there are none on Sunday or Monday. These are all tomorrow. 12, 18, 26, 16, 12, 17, 11, 10.
Eesh.
The balmiest of those is the 26 degrees it will be at Bank of America Stadium between the Detroit Lions and the Carolina Panthers. Woof. And if you're going to one of these games, I need you to explain to me why.
Yeah, God bless you.
I would literally rather go to summer camp with Zach Wilson than sit in one of these stadiums for 3 hours in 6-degree weather with the wind just howling. I stepped outside in the break a minute ago, almost lost my hat.
He did.
Went all the way down the hill. I had to run after it.
The wind blew the hat off his head, and he had to chase it across the field. And he came back in huffing and puffing and went, I'm glad nobody saw that. Yikes.
It wasn't a good look.
No. This kind of weather is just, it's not for me. It's not. It's 9 degrees right now outside the Ingles Studio.
Awful.
And the real feel is like -8.
And it's going to get colder. Ugh.
Which is absolutely gross. So, yes, tomorrow we could see, and tomorrow and on Sunday, I guess, we could see some nasty games. But we got playoff clinching scenarios all over the place. Now, the Baltimore Ravens and the Los Angeles Chargers have already gotten the help that they needed from the Jacksonville Jaguars, or I guess I should say from Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
And now if New England loses and they win, they can both clinch playoff spots tomorrow.
And then basically there's really nothing to watch in the AFC for the rest of the year. It's all just seeding from there.
Yes. Which is really the way it should go, right? I mean, we get to this point, and that's what you should be pulling for.
Well, you would need a pretty decent amount of chaos for it not to be the 7 teams that are in right now, because there's there's a division. If New England loses and those 2 win, basically the only thing still left to play out is Miami has to beat New England, which I don't think is going to be much of a problem.
Well, and I don't even think it's going to be really interesting because the New England Patriots have to play the Cincinnati Bengals. And I don't like that to go your way.
No.
Although, is that one of the 10-degree games up in Foxborough?
Oh, I'm sure it is. I straight away. It's one of the cold ones. I feel very sure of it.
Well, of course it is. They're all cold. They're all cold if they're not in Florida or in California. But still, I don't like that. I don't like that scenario for the New England Patriots. So Baltimore gets a win against Atlanta, even with the backup quarterback. You're going up against Desmond Ridder. So I feel like there's a great chance of that happening. The Chargers have to beat the Colts. It's just the way the schedule landed that now you probably are going to clinch playoff spots. And what does that do for Brandon Staley? Is he safe yet?
I mean, it would be hard for me to see him getting fired after making the playoffs.
It's kind of how I feel as well. Considering all of the injuries that team has endured for the season, for them to still make the playoffs and to clinch it with a couple of weeks to go, I feel like that might just save his job. Unless, of course, there is the deal to be made with the devil, a.k.a. Sean Payton.
It's time to pick some football games.
It is. You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Blustery and cold for us here as we head through this evening and tonight. Wind advisory through 3 a.m. Saturday morning with a wind chill warning through 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Clear skies, windy and cold for us here tonight. Temperatures drop down to near 40 degrees with wind chills between 15 and 20 below. Sunny, windy, cold, middle 20s Saturday. Partly cloudy and cold for Christmas Day. Low 30s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
The music we listen to all year long. The anthems that were our soundtrack for 2022. And the stars who made the songs we love will all be celebrated March 27th, live from Los Angeles.
Let's get it started.
Get ready for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Awards, coming back to Fox.
When temperatures drop, COVID-19 cases may rise. So if you test positive and are at high risk, act fast. Even if your symptoms feel mild, ask your provider if an authorized oral treatment could be right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The only thing better than those cool new gadgets you unwrap for the holidays is experiencing what they can do. And the best way to test them? The free iHeartRadio app. From smartphones to headphones, you can hear your favorite artist on Amazon Echo, Google Nest, Sonos, and more. iHeart's also on smart TVs, tablets, and so much more. The iHeartRadio app is everywhere you are, and it's always free. Go to the App Store and search iHeartRadio to download the free iHeartRadio app and hear all the music, radio, and podcasts you love.
iHeartRadio.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
For offensive linemen in the NFL, Elton Jenkins of the Packers gets a 4-year extension worth $68 million. Jack Conklin of the Browns gets a 4-year extension worth $60 million. The marquee game tomorrow, Week 16, the Eagles and Cowboys in Arlington. For the Eagles, quarterback Jalen Hurts out with a right shoulder injury. Gardner Minshew in.
I'm excited to get out there, Unfortunate circumstances, obviously, It's been great watching everything Jalen's been doing this year. I feel like I've learned a lot from him. We got a lot of great dudes on this team, and they've really done a good job of making me feel comfortable and, getting me up to speed.
Gardner Minshew. Word from the Lakers today that Anthony Davis will be out indefinitely with a stress injury in his right foot. Davis got hurt last week against the Nuggets. From college football, Illinois running back Chase Brown will enter the NFL draft. He will not play against Mississippi State in the ReliaQuest Bowl. Brown is third in the FBS this year in rushing yardage.
Hi, this is Max Kellerman from Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. All of us here at ESPN Radio would like to wish you happy holidays and a happy new year.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets and Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
And we continue to count down the hours until Christmas vacation. Just 2 to go here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. It is a football Friday, and we welcome everybody into the Ingles studio with us. And you can, of course, hear us everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. Take us with you everywhere you go. We're heard locally on 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400 on ESPN Asheville. And we can be seen on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click on that live video link, subscribe to the channel while you're there. If you'd also like to say Merry Christmas, you gotta subscribe to the channel to get into the chat. But you can also join the House of Reprehensibles, and just a nominal fee to be a part of one of the most elite groups in all of Asheville Talk Radio. You like how I couched that down? I mean, I kept narrowing it down and down. Yeah. Anyhow, it is time to do that thing that we do on every Football Friday where we pick each and every game against the spread in the NFL. It's time to play Beat the Chief. Tank won. Like the 9th time this year. It's crazy.
He still thoroughly enjoys doing that.
I do, because I get told each and every week, you didn't mean to. Okay, well, there's only one of us, Jeremy, that is over 100 correct selections against the spread this year in the NFL, and that is me. Thank you very much. 101, 98, and 7. It's not a great record. I'm just saying it's better than everybody else's because I got you by 3 full games, Jeremy Greene, at 98, 101, and 7. And the Chief, 4 games back, 97, 102, and 7. We've got games all over the place this weekend and at every time of the day. Saturday through Monday night, you will have football in all of the major watching times. You got a whole slew of games at 1 o'clock tomorrow on Christmas Eve. You got a couple of 4 o'clock games. You got Saturday night football, and then Sunday, you got 3 games. Excuse me?
You said that wrong.
Oh, excuse me.
Saturday night football.
I like how you started to go like Saturday Night Live.
It's Saturday Night Live. It's one of those stupid impressions that I could do that means nothing to anyone.
So now you have to do Saturday Night Football like that.
Yeah, I don't think I can do that.
Come on.
I actually think Saturday Night Live is the only thing I can say is Don Pardo.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
That's that guy's name if you didn't know that. I had to Google it.
Yeah, we will pick each and every game against the spread And we have the Chiefs picks. Unfortunately, he's not able to join us today on the show. He's got back problems again. So T's and P's out to the Chief. Hope he recovers well, and he'll be back with us as soon as he can in studio. But Beat the Chief is always brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt Zack of eXp Realty. Go to ClarissaSellsWNC.com.
Greatest realtor, not only just in America, in the world.
Indeed. Actually, you know what we should have done? We should have had the Chief call in and have to use the karaoke machine that was given away at the Christmas party the other day. I almost stole that from Clarissa, and I couldn't do it. It's like, we had the white elephant party. The karaoke machine was a nice hit.
That is a nice gift if you're still doing one of those.
So the first game on Saturday afternoon, tomorrow, we got the Minnesota Vikings and the New York Football Giants. The Vikings are at home for this one, and they are a 4-point favorite.
And this will be nicely in the dome, so you don't have to worry about weather.
Yeah, don't have to worry about the weather in this one.
I didn't think about this for even a second. Did you?
No, I did not.
I feel like the Giants have officially, now not completely fallen apart.
Petered out.
But I feel like they've been figured out. I mean, at this point, if you can stop Saquon, the rest of it cannot beat you.
I agree.
And above all else, I can't figure out how they're supposed to stop Justin Jefferson.
They're not going
He could have 200 yards and 3 touchdowns in this game, and it wouldn't surprise me in the least.
Mm-hmm. And now the Giants pulled off a little bit of a surprise last week, beating the Washington Commanders. They knocked the Washington Commanders a little bit further out of the playoff picture and inserted themselves right back into it. So they are playing for their playoff lives.
Well, technically, right now, the Giants and Commanders would both make the playoffs.
Yes.
I
don't think it's going to happen.
Fully believe that the Detroit Lions are going to be that last wild card
That's
team.
why I said that way, because I don't feel like the Commanders are going to make the playoffs. I think it's going to be the Detroit Lions. But coming off a win over the Washington Commanders, can they pull off the upset against the Minnesota Vikings, who, let's be honest, the Vikings, they're not really that good.
No, you were down 33-0 to the Indianapolis Colts.
The offense is good.
The offense is good, but inconsistent. But I don't like the way the Giants match up with Minnesota. This one was easy, and Chief Zack is with me. The Minnesota Vikings.
Indeed, I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings as well. We are a full sweep on the Vikings.
Minus the 4.
Yep. The Detroit Lions come to North Carolina. And if it wasn't going to be bitterly cold, this is one game that I might consider going to. Not necessarily a fan of either team, but I'm pretty interested in both teams. Detroit's a 2.5-point favorite at the Carolina Panthers, and this was one that wasn't close to me. It's Detroit. I believe Detroit will cover. I just don't think there's any stopping them right now. Carolina's defense is good. I get it. J.C. Horn, will he be able to mitigate the passing attack or help mitigate the passing attack for the Detroit Lions? Sure. But I don't see the defense getting home on Jared Goff to make him so uncomfortable. I think Detroit wins this, and I think they probably win it big.
I don't.
Really?
I don't think they win it big. This is one that I really poured over. I have long had a theory about Jared Goff outside. He was not particularly good against the Jets last week. He was fine. Nothing to write home about. And this is going to make that look like a Tonka toy. That being said, Chief Zack is with you and taking the Detroit Lions.
Ooh, okay.
And I am with you both and taking the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
If this was 3.5, I would have probably taken Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is about a field goal game. I believe this is a super low scoring. The over-under is 43.5, and to me, that is comically stupid. That is the easiest layup of this entire week. 96% of the money is on the under, and it should be. This will be gross. I think the final score is probably 20-17, and I may be too high.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking Detroit. I don't love it, but I'm taking Detroit.
Yep. Everybody's on Detroit, and that one against the Carolina Panthers. You'll be able to hear that game, of course, on our sister station, News Radio 570 WWBNC, tomorrow at 1 o'clock kickoff, noon. The Panthers radio network will start their coverage. Cincinnati goes to New England. New England Patriots in that must-win scenario if they want to stay in the playoff hunt. The problem is you don't have an answer for Cincinnati. Bill Belichick can scheme ways to make this game look good, but in the end, you're not going to be able to win.
Short money's on New England.
Cincinnati's a 3-point favorite.
I don't think that's enough. I mean, I don't think this is going to be a track meet either. It's at 41.5 is the over-under.
Mm-hmm.
99% of the money's on the under. And I tend to agree with it. I've seen Mac Jones play in this, and it is not pretty.
Right.
Do you remember the game with Buffalo where he threw it, what was it, 4 times the entire game?
Mm-hmm.
I could see this looking just like that.
It's not going to be pretty.
Noodle-arm quarterbacks that don't throw good spirals are notoriously bad in weather like this.
How would the weather affect Joe Burrow?
Not as much because he throws a nice tight spiral and has a strong arm.
Say if the winds are gusting at 25 miles per hour, is that going to be, or is it going to be like the Samaje Perine show?
I would say it's probably more Joe Mixon. I tend to like him.
Was he going to hang around for a while this time?
I would love to think so. Apparently, Zach Taylor needs a refresher that Joe Mixon's the best running back on this team. Start with Samaje Perine.
I don't get it either. I don't think this is going to be a march it down the field kind of a thing.
I don't either. It's 20-7. Probably how this ends up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Cincinnati is in any real danger here.
I don't either.
Something that a lot of people don't talk about. There's no team in the NFL that has covered at the rate that the Bengals have. They're 11-3 against the spread.
Yeah.
They don't just win, they cover.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they will here.
I agree. We're all on Cincinnati minus the 3 across the board. The Buffalo Bills and the Chicago Bears.
Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Chicago's at home, and they're an 8-point dog. And I don't think that's nearly enough. I honestly look at this game and I go, I would expect this game to finish out being 30-0.
I can definitively tell you, over the course of the last 2 weeks, the Chicago Bears have just screamed up my power rankings.
Mm-hmm.
Not in NFL power rankings. In terms of fan bases that irritate me the most. It is now Dallas Cowboys are a clear-cut 1. New England is a clear-cut 2. And Chicago is just nipping on their heels at 3. You are some of the most delusional people I have ever spoken with in my entire life. You can see what you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I understand why the spread's so light because this plays right into what Justin Fields wants to do. I don't think they blow him out. I also think you're going to see the front 4 for the Buffalo Bills just toy with Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because they're going to keep him in the pocket.
Some of those hits that I saw from Matt Milano last week, that could break Justin Fields.
Well, he tried. Matt Milano tried to kill Mike White.
Yes.
And I could easily see a path that he does it to Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
If I knew Fields was going to play 4 quarters, which obviously there's no way for me to know, I would probably have thought about this longer than I did. For me, it's Buffalo. I would say this is, I'll say 24-10.
Okay. I like that. Couple of touchdowns for Josh Allen. Probably 3 of them rushing. I don't know that I don't know that I'm really liking anything other than Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs from this team as far as fantasy's concerned anymore.
I'm just not overly worried about Buffalo. They play in weather like this so often.
Mm-hmm.
And Josh Allen's just that good.
Right. Well, who was it? Somebody said in our Discord the other day that, like, he lives from right down the street where Josh Allen grew up, and it's cold like this all the time up there. So the cold weather doesn't affect a guy like Josh Allen who's used to it.
The cold doesn't bother him anyway.
Oh, God.
Let it go. Let it go.
And if you had Jeremy down for the Disney reference of the day.
So you and I on the Buffalo Bills, and obviously Chief Zack, the lifelong Buffalo Bills fan, took the Chicago Bears.
No, he didn't.
He did. He 100% did. I didn't say it made sense. I just said he did it. I checked it. I was like Santa Claus. He made a list, and I checked it twice, and I think he's been naughty, not nice, because I don't like Chicago to cover this at all.
Is the Chief on painkillers? That's what I want to know.
Hey, look, back pain, I get it. I understand. Look, I get why you would take it. I feel like people have gone so far overboard on Justin Fields. A month ago, would you have thought, no matter what the weather conditions were, 8 against the Buffalo Bills, with a Chicago team that has no real discernible weapons, in a game that they know exactly what you're going to try to do?
I think it's dumb. I think it's dumb that it's only 8.
Oh,
but
that's playing into a public narrative.
Yeah, but there again,
check our YouTube comments. Trust me, there is we used to do a segment called Delusional Fan Syndrome. Jonathan Welch in our YouTube comments brought this up. I think it's time to bring back DFS.
Yes.
I believe the new year will be Delusional Fan of the Day. Good.
Chicago Bear fans definitely fall into that category. At least the ones that believe we've got our quarterback. It's like, did I tell you about the article that I read about Justin Fields and Jalen Hurts? And they were comparing the stats of the two through their first 2 seasons in the NFL. And it was like, oh, look, Justin Fields beats Jalen in all of these categories. So next year, that's when we're going to see him make the Jalen Hurts move.
I have never been more excited to watch a quarterback just crash. Not because I even have a problem with the kid. I really don't. I mean, I think he's fine.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this goes back to Tim Tebow for me.
Yeah. It's in the same.
It's at the Tim Tebow level of why can't you see this? Why will you not admit that he's just not good? And you can't let it go. It's got to always be about something else other than the talent that you see on the field. Is Justin Fields talented? Yes. Is he a great athlete? Yes. Is he a good, talented, well-prepared quarterback in the NFL? The answer is absolutely not.
Well, it always gets tied back to me of, you wish the Jets had taken him instead of Zach Wilson. Look, I would rather you line up and hit me with a 7-iron in the groin than go into another season with Zach Wilson, and I can still definitively tell you the answer, if we were playing either, neither, or both, is a resounding neither.
All right, so that's our first disagreement of the day in Beat the Chief, brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt Zack of eXp Realty. Don't forget to go to ClarissaSellsWNC.com. Jeremy and I on the Buffalo Bills minus the 8. The Buffalo Bills fan says take the Chicago Bears plus the 8.
The Ingles Giving Tree, benefiting Manna Food Bank, will be on display at Asheville Outlets as a reminder of the needs of so many families in western North Carolina. Drop off non-perishable items in the donation barrels at all Ingles locations. Donate online or at the Ingles Giving Tree at Asheville Outlets so Manna Food Bank can reach everyone who needs help. Nothing can hold back the holiday spirit of giving in western North Carolina. Please help Ingles Markets, iHeartRadio, WLOS, and the Asheville Citizen-Times ensure Manna Food Bank can fill thousands of empty plates this season.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelly Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville or call them at 828-365-1663.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Celebrate New Year's Eve with your Asheville Symphony and 2 powerhouse vocalists performing hits from Bond, James Bond. Fabulous guest vocalists Mickey Sondegren and Jonathan Christopher join forces with the Asheville Symphony for this performance, featuring Bond movie favorites like Goldfinger, Skyfall, and The Spy Who Loved Me. This is a not-to-miss evening, Saturday, December 31st at 8 p.m. in downtown Asheville's Thomas Wolfe Auditorium. Tickets and information at ashevillesymphony.org and 828-254-7046.
At Total Wine & More, save big on what you love this December with hundreds of deals. Get up to 35% off over 200 different wines and spirits, including Cabernet, sparkling wine, single barrel bourbon, and so much more. These savings are huge, and even better, they're on top of prices that are already the lowest in town. Deals this good don't last long, so visit Total Wine & More to find yours. Love what you find at the lowest price, only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly, B21.
This season, get low prices and great deals at Target. Find low prices on popular gifts, holiday decor, gift wrap, and so much more. Plus, order today and get it today with free drive-up, free order pickup, and same-day delivery when you shop Target.com or place your order on the Target app. Holiday shopping at Target is easier than ever. Get low prices and great deals so you can holiday your way, only at Target.
Tank won. At least I can win this game. Because the DFS thing did not go my way. The battle for the belt finals first week is this weekend. I didn't make the finals of the battle for the belt. I'm still kind of sad about that. I wanted to make the top 16, but finished just a bit outside.
I made it.
You made it.
Yeah,
Jeremy made it, obviously, as he won the first week of the playoffs, and so all of the invites have gone out to the 16 players. I haven't seen an invite for the consolation.
It went out last night.
Game. Oh, okay. All right. Who'd you say? Check your inbox, Tank.
Yep. It went out last night.
Okay. All right. So we got that going.
Here, look, between the Merry Madness and it being Christmas anyway, I've had a lot of things going on, okay?
100%. 100%. I'm not throwing shade. I'm just curious. Had to ask the question.
It has gone out.
But yeah, beat the Chiefs going well for me. I got a 3-game lead on Flostradamus for the season. 4-game lead on Asheville Police Chief David Zack. Beat the Chief is always brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt Zack of eXp Realty. Go to Clarissa Sells, WNC.com. Only one disagreement so far on the week. And it's tomorrow's game involving the Chiefs' Buffalo Bills. He went with the Chicago Bears plus the 8. So he must be smelling a close one. Or is this that fan thing that you do, like when you get a big number, you're like, I'm gonna say we're not gonna cover, but we're still gonna win, and then when we win big, I can be, pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I tried to do that last night. I took the Jacksonville Jaguars. I was just right.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's right. Jacksonville Jaguars plus the 2 all day long. Tennessee Titans take on the Houston Texans. And in what is a must-win game, and it feels weird to say that for the Tennessee Titans, you lose this one, and you're going. I mean, I don't know. Your playoff chances probably drop to 20%.
It doesn't affect them in any way.
If they lose this game,
doesn't affect them in any way, because you play Jacksonville. You beat Jacksonville, you're going to make the playoffs. Because you will win the tiebreaker over them if you beat them. They've already beaten you once. That goes to a split, and Tennessee will win the tiebreaker.
But can they do that?
I don't care if they win this game or not. It doesn't really matter to me. Because I don't think they're beating Jacksonville regardless.
Really?
No. With Malik Willis? Are you kidding me? Have you been sipping too much eggnog in your Tampa Bay Buccaneer jammies?
I misunderstood. I thought you were saying you didn't think they were going to beat Houston.
Oh, no, they're going to beat Houston.
Tennessee's 3-point favorite.
Yeah, I'm taking Tennessee.
And I'll take Tennessee as well.
And if you watch more than 5 seconds of this game, I think you need to have your head examined. Because this is going to be the grossest fest in the history of creation.
Well, it's gonna be one of those, if it's close late, you're going to want to watch.
Yeah, I'm still not going to want to watch it.
Really?
I don't care if this game's tied at the end of the regulation. I'm still out.
Okay.
The Rex Burkhead Bowl. I'm good. Derrick Henry should eviscerate the Texans, too.
He should. Houston is very bad against running backs, and Derrick Henry should have the big game. But will he, is the question. I mean, there is that theory when the weather gets colder. Well, it's never been colder than this might be the coldest game on record in
Which
Asheville
means Derrick
history.
Henry probably breaks an NFL record for rushing yards in this game.
You and I are on Tennessee. Is the Chief with us?
The Chief is on the Houston Texans.
Really? Okay.
Think
Man,
he
this
might.
is one of those days where I wish he was here to.
Oh, no doubt.
To tell us exactly what his thought process was on this, because I thought he had learned his lesson.
Well, the somebody in the YouTube chat said Chief Zack's back hurts because he's been carrying this segment all year long.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So Houston plus the 3 for the Chief. I feel like he's starting to take some swings.
I was about to say the same thing. I feel like he is taking – and now, look, this is a week I don't like big numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you will notice there is a pretty consistent theme of I'm not laying big numbers in weather like this.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a big number.
No.
And, look, Malik Willis is going to be able to run because Houston can't contain anybody.
You got to remember who Houston's throwing out there.
Oh, it's Davis Mills and Jordan Akins and Rex Burkhead.
They're running 2 quarterbacks at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get that we don't like Malik Willis, but I will take 1 quarterback over 2 quarterbacks pretty much every time.
The old saying, if you have 2 quarterbacks, it means you really don't have 1.
Indeed. Seattle Seahawks and the Kansas City Chiefs. I feel like this could be a closer game than we expect. It's a 10-point spread, and I'm taking Seattle plus the 10. I get that it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But how many things have transpired in this season that don't make a lot of sense? If it were in Seattle, I'd feel a little bit better about it. I get it. Kenny Walker returns. Maybe he can find something. I get he hasn't been good for a month. But I think Seattle can keep this closer. Backdoor cover late.
Asheville Police Chief Zack agrees with you. And I disagree with you both. No Tyler Lockett. You have now simplified this offense down to it is the DK Metcalf show.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Walker is banged up. Tariq Woolen, which is that's the highlight of your defense. Well, who do you put him on? Do you throw him on Juju? Do you think anybody really cares? That's the headache of Kansas City. And I feel like this number would be bigger if Kansas City wasn't just absolutely dreadful at covering lines.
Mm-hmm.
One of the worst teams in the NFL against the spread. They're 4-10.
And that's kind of my thought.
is that they're not covering big numbers.
They don't cover big numbers historically. And to be honest with you, Seattle has only had 2 games that really got out of hand that they lost this year, and they were both to the San Francisco 49ers. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs are equally as good, if not better, especially offensively. They're way better than the San Francisco 49ers in my book. But they play to the level of their competition way too much. And that's kind of how I see this thing going down.
I just think Kansas City's going to pound them. Seattle is killed. This is one of the most hurt teams in the NFL. And that's just, it's going to catch up to you on the road. And at some point, Kansas City has to cover a spread. You physically can't be this good and never cover.
Mm-hmm. Now you're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Let's get weird.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
The holiday season always, we talk about it as it being the time of the season, as the Christmas Carol story goes. It's all about, looking out for your fellow man and being generous and all of the things. I found a story that I just can't really wrap my head around here. So there's a woman named Carolyn Budridge, and Carolyn lives in the UK. And there was an article on her that she has a tradition in her family now where she will cook the Christmas meal. She'll have all the things, all the staples that everybody wants for Christmas dinner. But there's a catch. If you want to come have Christmas dinner with her, regardless if you're her son or her daughter or her grandchildren, you're going to pay for a seat at the table. For the last 6 years, this woman has been charging her family to come to Christmas dinner. Adults, it costs £15 for a seat. The children price is from $2.50 to £5 based on their age. So the older the child, the more they're going to eat. So the more you have to pay to come to Christmas dinner at Nana's house.
I'm out.
100%.
I'm out.
I don't see how you get anybody to come.
I don't either.
Like, I'm Seacrest out. She says that she routinely spends about £300 on dinner, which is, you would expect that in a very nice meal, all of that. My family's been doing these for forever, and yeah, that's probably what we spend between all of us making dinner. But I guess Nana finally got to the point where she thought, if it's all going to be on me and I'm going to be doing everything, the cooking and the cleaning and all of the things, then I'm getting paid for it. That would be the loneliest Christmas dinner. You know how cheap I am.
Yeah, look, I'm good. I'll cook my own ham.
Exactly.
No, I'm good.
Exactly. Although there is a little bit of a twist to it, though, because it's not just the same meal every Christmas. Do you guys do that? Do you have a set Christmas meal in your family?
I would love to tell you that I know the answer to that, but I don't pay enough attention. I know there will be a ham.
Okay.
And all of the side dishes. I think it's the same every year.
Yeah. I know it's the same in our family. We do a standing rib every year.
That's what Amy and I are doing tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. We do the prime rib. It's fantastic, awesome. Sometimes we have more than one.
That's a lot.
It is.
That's a lot of food.
But generally how it goes down is like my uncle will buy one and my parents will buy one, and they'll cook theirs the way they want to, and then my uncle will put all his Cajun spices on the other one. So it's really, it only serves about 4 people in the family. The rest of the family will eat the regular one. We'll eat the seasoned one. But I just can't imagine charging your family. But she's got a whole there's meetings of the family. Like, we decide what we want. You decide what the entree is going to be. You'd make like a menu, and so that way you could have it different every year. I still think this is the most Scrooge thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Sorry, Nana. I'm not going to be able to make it. I'll
cook my own ham. Cassidy and Dylan Scott welcomed a child into the world on Sunday. This is a post that was put out from the hospital, the Huntsville Hospital for Women and Children, where the child was born. It's a little girl named Lennon. There's nothing specifically weird about the fact that they had a child on December 18th. The weird part is the child's birthday is December 18th. The mother's birthday is December 18th. And the father's birthday is December 18th. They all have the same birthday. That's a 1 in 133,000 shot. That is insane to me.
That is.
Can you imagine this poor kid? Like, you grow up and everybody's birthday's on the same day. Like, I don't even get my one day. I mean, maybe that's the selfish in me of just going, I don't even get my day.
Right.
This is everybody's day.
That's when you have one of them fake birthdays.
What is a fake birthday?
A fake birthday is that's what I call it. I have known kids who, okay, so parents who have kids who have birthdays around Christmas. Some families will not do both. They will not do Christmas and the birthday right back to back. They'll delay the birthday party until the summer, and then
but that's not your birthday.
Little Johnny can have all of his presents in the summer rather than cramming it all right together that one time a year.
But that's not your birthday.
I get it.
I do love that in this AP story, this is where we're at in the world. They had to share that the odds of sharing a birthday with one of your parents is 1 in 365. No kidding.
Awesome.
You don't say, well, there's 365 days in a year, and the chances of your birthday being on the same day is 1 in that. And somewhere there is somebody that went, oh, that's a great little trivia fact. I wonder how they figured that out. Root toot toot. Oh, God, I hate the world we live in. Let's go Christmas!
1 in 365.
I wonder how they figured that out.
You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Blustery and cold for us here as we head through this evening and tonight. Wind advisory through 3 a.m. Saturday morning with a wind chill warning through 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Clear skies, windy and cold for us here tonight. Temperatures drop down to near 40 degrees with wind chills between 15 and 20 below. Sunny, windy, cold, middle 20s Saturday. Partly cloudy and cold for Christmas Day. Low 30s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Ozzy.com.
Get smarter every day at Ozzy.com. Try a new news site that tells you about the most interesting people, places, and ideas. Discover the next Obama, or maybe the next LeBron James. Try OZY.com right now. Ozzy, it's like a latte for your mind. Get some.
Mom, Dad, let's talk. Before you know it, I'm out of here. I want to go to college. Or start a business. My allowance ain't gonna cut it. Ooh, sorry I said ain't.
The UNest app puts smart investing tools right in the palm of your hand. And with the UNest gifting link, friends and family can contribute to your child's account. Start investing today. Download the UNest app from the App Store or Google Play. See terms and conditions at unest.co. That's UNEST.co.
The ketchup-stained cuffs from Burger Night. The dirt-streaked sweatpants from Tuesday's boot camp class. Not to mention the sorting. We get it. You don't have to love laundry to love Arm & Hammer Plus OxyClean. Why pay more to remove microscopic stains for a deep, hygienic clean? Laundry will always be laundry. And with a little help, you'll crush it. Arm & Hammer. More power to you.
When temperatures drop, COVID-19 cases may rise. So if you test positive and are at high risk, act fast. Even if your symptoms feel mild, ask your provider if an authorized oral treatment could be right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com, sponsored by Pfizer.
The Ingles Advantage isn't just about savings or the best quality food for your family.
It's more than that. It's the advantage of being a part of a community. That's why we provide over 2 million pounds of food every year through regular donations and programs like the Ingles Giving Tree, Food for Thought, and the Ingles Fill a Backpack program. It's the right thing to do, and we know that you would do the same. Ingles, your neighbor for over 50 years.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
You should really be getting used to me winning this thing by now. As we play Beat the Chief here on ESPN Asheville Police Chief David Zack, again, down in the back, not able to join us in studio today, but we do have his picks, and picking each and every game in the NFL against the spread. Another 1 o'clock game tomorrow afternoon. The Baltimore Ravens take on the Atlanta Falcons. It'll be the Tyler Huntley against the Desmond Ridder show. Baltimore Ravens really reeling offensively. I mean, I get J.K. Dobbins came back and had a good game.
He's had 2 good games in a row. He's going to have a third one here.
But does it translate to points? Didn't last week against the Cleveland Browns, but will it against the Atlanta Falcons?
6.5 to me is a comically high number. I'm taking Atlanta.
Are you?
Mm-hmm. As is Asheville Police Chief David Zack.
Okay. I'm on the Baltimore Ravens to cover the 6.5 this week. I just don't. I don't have faith in this Atlanta team.
You're almost giving a touchdown in a game where the over/under is 34.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hard number to cover. Look, I think Baltimore's going to win, but it's probably something like 17-13. I don't think either of these offenses are going to be really dynamic.
No.
The clock's going to run a lot. It's too many points.
Yeah. You got 2 teams that love to run the ball. Atlanta was, 6th in the NFL in rushing? And Baltimore's right up there with them. And they will focus on that with Tyler Huntley being at quarterback and especially with the weather. This is a game that is going to be affected by the weather up there in Baltimore. So I get what you're saying. I have no faith in Atlanta, and I'm thinking at some point maybe we're going to see J.K. Dobbins pop into the end zone a couple of times in a game. And that probably comes against the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens minus the 6.5. Jeremy and the Chief on Atlanta plus the 6.5. Then you got the Cleveland Browns and the New Orleans Saints. Another matchup that even in good weather, I don't think I would be interested to watch.
It's going to set a record for the lowest over-under in an NFL game in the last 20 years. It's 32. And may end up losing another half point before kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
This comes down to one of you has a quarterback and one of you does not. Neither of these defenses have lived up to the hype of what we thought they would be before the season.
Mm-hmm.
I like Alvin Kamara a lot in this matchup, but I don't think it's enough. The Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I got Cleveland minus the 3 as well. How about the Chief?
He is on the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
This is another one of those games that if you're not a fan of one of these 2 teams, please explain to me why you would watch this. Do you just hate your eyes or... Because
I love really low-scoring, bad offensive football. Normally, you could spin that as to say great defensive battle. But that's not even what this is. This is not great defensive battle. This is two pretty inept offenses that can do one thing really well. You can run the ball.
And it's going to be really cold and really windy.
Mm-hmm.
This might be the most affected game of the weekend. So it's just going to be a gross fest, but 3 doesn't scare me off Cleveland.
Yeah. Cleveland minus the 3 across the board. San Francisco takes on the Washington Commanders in California, so there's no threat from the winter storm Elliott in this game. San Francisco's a 6.5-point favorite in the 4 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. And I like San Francisco.
Does this number not feel oddly low to you?
No.
It feels oddly low to me.
No, because, I mean, Washington is not – they're not getting blown out by teams. They play competitive with everybody. You got Chase Young coming back, and I get that's not going to move the spread. A defensive player's not moving the spread at all.
This is the heaviest sharp lean of the week.
Are they on Washington?
Mm-hmm. And so am I.
But why?
6.5's a lot. Washington needs this game exponentially more than San Francisco does.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think they're able to keep it close. This is a field goal game to me. I do think Chase Young coming back changes a lot. That adds another dynamic to this defense, which I already liked pretty well anyway. And it just feels – this is one of those games that it feels like Washington got housed last week, and the football gods have to even this out somehow. I'm not saying Washington wins, but I do think they cover.
Mm-hmm. You think it'll be a closer game. I can see Christian McCaffrey doing many great things against the Commanders. And I just don't – I really don't see a way that Washington's going to be able to move the ball on that defense repeatedly.
I think this is – and I said this last week or 2 weeks ago when they played Tampa Bay. Eventually, you're going to have a game where a defense exposes the physical limitations of Brock Purdy.
Mm-hmm.
This might be it.
Okay.
I see this being one of those weird games where Purdy just comes out and the zeal falls off the rose and you just go, oh, there's a reason you were passed on 254 times. And I don't like Christian McCaffrey in this game. This is probably the worst defense he could possibly go up against because you have 2 linebackers that can run with him.
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco wins. Washington covers.
Okay.
Chief Zack is with you.
All right, Chief. The Chief and I on San Francisco to cover the 6.5. Jeremy's out on his own with the Washington Commanders plus the 6.5 on the road in San Francisco. The other 4 o'clock game, America's team.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
That's right. The Philadelphia Eagles are in Dallas to take on the Cowboys. And there's no Jalen Hurts. And so that means we're going to have to play Gardner Minshew. And so it's just like everybody forgot that there's way more to this team than just Jalen Hurts.
Correct. And we have our first one of these of the day.
I'm your huckleberry.
From Gage Camplin saying, I think the Eagles are going to smoke the Dallas Cowboys. That's funny. So do I. So do I.
Mm-hmm.
I could see Gardner Minshew being the DraftKings cheat code tomorrow.
I honestly don't see much of a way around it. I feel like because this is not like any other backup quarterback in the NFL where you go, okay, well, look, we love to run the ball. We can just hand it off and be safe and all of that. It's not Gardner Minshew. Gardner has an arm.
Mm-hmm.
Gardner can throw. Gardner's had some fantastic games in this league. And I don't hate this any less for the Philadelphia Eagles.
And if you're a narrative guy, which I'm not, but Tank is, who was Gardner Minshew's college coach?
Mike Leach.
Mike Leach.
Mm-hmm. He missed practice on Tuesday to go to the memorial, and so this could be the narrative of Gardner's playing for Mike.
I think Gardner Minshew is going to house them. And I'm not sure that he's not going to end up with a starting role next year off what he does in this game. Wouldn't shock me in the least.
For the New York Jets.
And do it right now. Go get him. Go get him right now.
Oh, could you imagine the Mustachio playing for the Mullets team?
We'll be best friends.
Of course you
awesome.
will. You already tried to be his best friend when he was in Jacksonville rocking the jorts.
Oh, yeah, that was a good look. I ought to bring that back. I should bring that back for the fantasy show tomorrow.
It was not a good look. Don't bring that back.
Just go full chest fur. Just
what? Gross. Philadelphia plus the 4.5 seems like the layup of the week to me.
It is to me, too. This is a game I'm really on for DFS purposes.
Mm-hmm. And what does the Chief think?
He is on the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, no. Well, I don't like that for his sake. I mean, it seems like more people are going that route of, oh, my God, Jalen Hurts isn't playing, and so Dallas should just win this game in a walk. No. It does change the Philadelphia Eagles offense without Jalen Hurts on the field. But
Gardner Minshew will run way less than Jalen Hurts would have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's going to throw any less.
No, I in fact think he
may be more effective at it.
Mm-hmm.
I love A.J. Brown in this game.
Yes. He'll be a better thrower of the football. Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, it'll be the best games they have all year long. And, I mean, collectively, not individually per se. Miles Sanders is going to get all the toad on the running game. I like it. You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelly Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville or call them at 828-365-1663.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Losing 90 pounds in 1 year is something that you can do with the PhD weight loss program. PhD helped me change my life, turn it all around in just 1 year, and now's the time to make your plan for the upcoming year. You got weight loss on your mind? Maybe you should go to myphdweightloss.com.
I did not have copious amount of weight to lose. I had always just been a little husky. Those fun buzzwords that we use for people that are just a little doughy. Just under a year on this plan, I'm back to my high school weight. All of my knee pain, back pain is gone, and I'm sleeping like a baby, and it's thanks to the planning program of PhD Weight Loss.
They will give you the plan, give you the steps for success. All you got to do is follow it. It's very easy, very convenient. You have no excuse not to check them out. One of the best things about the program is that they have a support system unlike any other out there. They're with you every step of the way to encourage you along your journey. At myphdweightloss.com. It's myphdweightloss.com.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
This holiday ad will be over in 27 seconds. Unlike the new Duracell battery with power boost ingredients that can last 19,976 seconds in your kid's RC motorcycle, or 6,801 seconds on your beard trimmer for this year's family photo, or 15,172 seconds on your electric frother for some holiday eggnog.
and many more seconds to get more out of your holiday season. Duracell, unlike this ad, engineered for more.
Looking for holiday gifts that won't be re-gifted? Head to eBay Motors. With millions of parts and accessories at the right prices, there's something for every car lover on your list. And with the money you save, you can pick up something for yourself, too. Happy holidays indeed. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. Just a little foreshadowing of where one of us may be going this week. In the daily draft, is the top of the hour, we will be drafting the places to go over the next week around the football world, because we will not be with you next week. And I got a good feeling one of us is going to that game.
Next week, we often talk about usage rate. In basketball,
yes,
it's the stat of how often does a play end with either you shooting or assisting on a shot.
Yeah.
Next week, I believe my pants usage rate will be very low. It's just not a whole lot of that. This is the first week we've taken off all year.
That.
Well, here's the thing.
You
always said never lie to your audience. That's about as truthful as I can be.
Might be one of those things that you should just keep to yourself. We are in the midst of Beat the Chief. Asheville Police Chief Zack not with us today, down in the back again. So thoughts and prayers out to him for a quick recovery yet again. And we got one more game to pick on the Saturday slate, and then we'll have to push the rest of them off until next hour. Las Vegas Raiders and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Congratulations, folks. I mean, that's your Christmas Eve primetime game.
Gather the kiddies around.
I mean,
the stockings are hung by the chimney with care, and Kenny Pickett soon will be there.
Gross. Las Vegas and Pittsburgh. In Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh is a 2-point favorite. I'm on Las Vegas in this game.
As am I.
Las Vegas plus the 2. I can't buy into anything Pittsburgh right now. I get that the defense is good and they can make plays and all of that, but they haven't been as exciting as I thought they would be when TJ Watt came back. I was expecting this giant spark, and it was more just like a big flick.
Here's a term I didn't think I'd hear today. I just look at this and go, how are you going to stop Devontae Adams? You don't have a corner that can one-on-one deal with him at all.
No.
I don't necessarily think you're going to be able to bottle up Josh Jacobs that much. I mean, I know it's in Pittsburgh. It's cold. I get all of that. I just feel like the home field advantage has been worn. You know, somebody in one of our chat threads said Pittsburgh Steeler fans expect to be competing for championships. Well, I mean, you're not wrong, but now you're 6-8, so there's really no gusto here.
Right.
So it kind of mitigates some of the home field advantage for me. I'm on the Raiders. Asheville Police Chief Zack is on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wow, Chief's taking some swings this week. We'll see if it goes his way. We'll pick the Sunday games and Monday Night Football in the next hour. SportsCenter is up next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Blustery and cold for us here as we head through this evening and tonight. Wind advisory through 3 a.m. Saturday morning with a wind chill warning through 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Clear skies, windy and cold for us here tonight. Temperatures drop down to near 40 degrees with wind chills between 15 and 20 below. Sunny, windy, cold, middle 20s Saturday. Partly cloudy and cold for Christmas Day. Low 30s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by the Cheesecake Factory. Give the gift of Cheesecake Factory. Through December 31st, get a free $15 bonus card for every $50 gift card purchased at thecheesecakefactory.com or at any of the Cheesecake Factory restaurants. Visit thecheesecakefactory.com for more details.
This winter, there are new COVID-19 booster shots designed to help protect against recent Omicron variants. If it's been at least 2 months since your primary series or original booster, schedule your updated COVID-19 booster dose at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
I'm Sarah Kustok, NBA analyst for the Brooklyn Nets, and I have a new podcast called NBA Pulse with Sarah Kustok. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'll be joined by one of the top NBA writers to discuss their latest stories, features, and up-to-the-minute news.
Rainbow! That, my friends, is Luka Magic!
Check out NBA Pulse with Sarah Kustok on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
The Sportsocracy.
The ceiling is the roof. Let's make it happen. Let's keep moving forward.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Lakers forward Anthony Davis will miss his fourth game in a row tonight against the Hornets, and the team says today Davis will be out indefinitely with a stress injury in his right foot. Bengals tight end Hayden Hurst will miss his third game in a row tomorrow with a right calf injury. Cincinnati is on the road to play the Patriots. The Cowboys host the Eagles tomorrow, and ESPN's Ryan Clark believes the Cowboys' success shouldn't be all about Dak Prescott.
This team should be run through Tony Pollard. This team should be run through Ezekiel Elliott. And then you allow Dak Prescott to play off of that, because no matter what, even with CeeDee Lamb being a Pro Bowler, this is still a team that doesn't have a lot of skill players on the outside.
Ryan Clark on Get Up. Rams defensive lineman Aaron Donald out for Sunday's game against the Broncos and likely won't play again this season with a high ankle sprain. First of a bowl doubleheader right now on ESPN, just underway in the third quarter at the Independence Bowl. Louisiana leads Houston 16-6. Wake Forest and Missouri later in the Gasparilla Bowl.
Hi, this is Max Kellerman from Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. All of us here at ESPN Radio would like to wish you happy holidays and a happy new year.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen. He's useless. But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets and Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
It is the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400 locally. You can hear us everywhere you go. Take us with you with the iHeartRadio app. And you can see us on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click that live video link, subscribe to the channel, join us in the chat, and you can enjoy the glory that is my brand new Tampa Bay Buccaneers ugly sweater PJs. I love these.
You wore your Jamies to work.
I did. I thought.
I know nobody's
here. I thought you guys
here.
would get a kick out of it.
I mean, I know nobody's here, but
it's festive. It's repping my team.
I get that.
Don't you wish you had some New York Jets ugly sweater jammies?
I wouldn't put anything New York Jet related on my body right now.
He's still a little sore, people, after the Jacksonville Jaguars game last night. And don't mention the ZW word. We don't want to bring that back up. I thought there were about 15 potential FCC violations in the first hour of the program. Thankfully, Jeremy is a professional, and he's never done that. Still baffles
He's had it
me.
done at him.
Yeah.
More than once, actually.
He's been cussed at several times on this here program. But
I bring that out of people for some reason. For some reason,
I wonder
people
why.
For some reason, people just want to say obscenities to me. And you know, I'm a fragile flower, and words hurt.
That's quite funny.
Yeah,
that is quite.
Words hurt.
Quite funny.
It just makes me want to stop. I have determined in the new year, my response to all of those, I'm going to make a canned response with a picture of my wife, and underneath it, it's just going to say, "I get paid nicely to talk about sports, and I'm married to her. Your words do not hurt me. I promise."
I hope everyone is able to stay warm during this hellacious cold snap that we are dealing with across the country.
This is like a caribou mating season in North Carolina, and it is just the worst.
The temperature has precipitously dropped to 6 degrees now outside the Ingles studio, and it's going to continue to do that hour by hour until it finally reaches 0.
I have been here for 3 years. I have never noticed that the temperature is on that screen right there.
Yes.
Never noticed
that. Has always been there.
I was trying to figure out how you knew what it was outside because you are just refusing to walk out the door.
Not going to do it.
Yeah, just no, I'm not going to do it.
I mean,
Tank will not walk out that door until he goes to his car tonight.
Yes. I begrudgingly walked outside to take a look at the wonderful brand new Nissan Titan that Jeremy has sitting in the parking lot from Fred Anderson Nissan.
Oh, it is so sweet.
It is phenomenal, but I pitched a little boy fit when he said, "You want to come look at my new car?" And I went, "No,
it's cold outside, and I don't want to.
I got my PJs on. I'm ready for bed."
One more hour, then we're done.
Doo-dah. We will not be with you at all next week. We are going to be taking the week off. Much-needed vacation, a little recharger here as we get ready for 2023.
And this is going to look very different next year, and you will see a lot of my face on the YouTubes over the next week.
So the daily draft this week is going to be a little different than we normally do on a Football Friday. It's still the same premise, where we're going to go if money is no option, but we're extending the timeline here to include next week. Because let's be honest, we can't come up with a list of 10 great games to go to in the NFL this weekend.
No, I have a game from this week. Mainly because I would rather subject myself to a best friend outing with Zach Wilson than go to any of these games that are outside.
And frankly, in my opinion, next week's slate, not that much better. So we're going to include the bowl games in all of this. I get the first pick, and you all know where I'm going. Monday, January the 2nd. It is going to be on at the Dome down in Atlanta as the defending national champion Georgia Bulldogs take on Ohio State. Is it the matchup we wanted in the playoff? No. Is it a matchup that scares me in the playoff? Not necessarily.
For your sake, I hope you don't show up on Monday, January 2nd.
Isn't that when it is?
Because there will be no one there. It is on
Saturday, December 31st.
The 31st.
I'm sorry. I was
that
looking
would
at
be the most Tank thing ever. He finally splurges for tickets to go see his team in the college football playoff. And I got the
wrong day.
And he shows up on the wrong day. Man, the crowd's like a little sparse today.
I don't know what the hell I was looking at.
Got my tickets. Sit in my seat.
Excuse me. Yeah, so New Year's Eve. Anyway, New Year's Eve, 8 o'clock, I will be all there. Present accounted for, to see Cowboy Hat Bennett
pew pew
take down the Ohio State Buckeyes in the second national semifinal matchup.
It's a formidable choice.
It was the only choice.
I don't agree with you because I had a 1 and a 2, and you left them both for me. So I'm going to do that. The first one is, how about them Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles?
That's your 1?
That's my 1, and it's not really all that close.
Why? Just because you want to see Gardner Minshew break their hearts?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I get it now.
Uh-huh. Look, and this could be an NFC Championship game preview. It could be. Do I think that's what this is? No. But what if I'm wrong?
Mm-hmm.
What if Dallas actually is better than I think they are? They're just inconsistent.
But even if they win this game, are you gonna think differently about them? You're gonna go, no, Philadelphia was kind of off.
Yeah. If they win this game, I will think, because here's the thing: Jalen Hurts does not play defense, and I've always said that is the big advantage that you have here. Philadelphia's defense is what Dallas's is portrayed to be.
Mm-hmm.
They are the big scary bear underneath the bed or in the closet or wherever the monsters hide for you. That's what Philadelphia's defense is. And so that's why I don't care. I don't care that Gardner Minshew is starting at quarterback here. Plus, I'm a house cat, and I don't do outside in the cold, and that game is in the warm confines of Gerald World.
Okay. Okay.
Was that not even on your list?
No.
You're acting like that wasn't even on your list.
No.
I feel like that's an error in judgment.
I mean, I probably would have got there eventually. It is no doubt the best matchup of this week.
Oh, yeah. I feel like the NFL mailed this weekend. Like, you'll be doing family stuff. The ratings are going to take a hit. Not a nosedive, but they will take a hit. Oh, they're still going to be better than anything else. But,
right.
I mean, you got a lot of people traveling. That is the first day of the weekend. This is not ideal for television folk.
Mm-hmm.
However, there is not an NFL game this weekend that even vaguely thrills me to the level of that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say the same thing about next week's slate, because I actually am going to a game that's on Monday, January the 2nd, and it's the nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
That was the one I was looking at.
And the Cincinnati Bengals. This game could be for the 1 seed in the AFC.
Yes, it could.
And this game very well could be a preview of the AFC Championship game. And this is probably worth all the dog piddle games we've had to suffer through in primetime all year long.
Mm-hmm. Now that was worth a number one pick.
For me, it was 1A and 1B.
I just don't.
I felt very sure you were going to take one of the two.
I would have. Buffalo would have been my next selection. So, thanks for that.
Yep.
Jerk.
You can take one of those college games that I don't care about.
Oh, I'm going to.
Because I'm going to be really honest with you, outside of the playoff, it would be hard for me to get there. I mean, I've got some on my list, but that more plays into, is it a fun place to go? Can I make a weekend out of it? Than the game on the field. How many seconds of bowl games have you watched up until this point?
I mean, it ain't a lot. You haven't given me anything to watch yet.
Would you like to hear my list?
You want to hear, or you really want me to tune in for Wake Forest and Missouri tonight?
Missouri.
Woo!
Yeah, you want to hear my list of bowl games that I've watched so far? You want to hear it again?
Yeah, I've watched more of the football just having it on behind your head.
Yeah, see, it's behind my head, which is strategically placed because I don't care.
Well, I still do care. I still do care. There are still some games that are bigger than all the others. Obviously, the college football playoff is a go-to. I don't think too much of one of the semifinal games, and I've already decided I'm going to the other one if I have all the options on the table. But there is one game that I've always wanted to go to, and you could definitely make a weekend out of it. Hell, you could make a whole week's vacation out of it by going to the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. And I think it's going to be a really good game this year.
Penn State, Utah.
Yeah. You got number 11 Penn State, number 8 Utah, both really good defensive teams going up against each other. Yes, you have some opt-outs, but not as many opt-outs that matter for this game as you do some of the other ones. Joey Porter, namely, is the only one that comes to mind from Penn State that is going to sit out this game.
There's a running back from Utah, too. That's about it.
Right. They're pretty much going to be full-strength teams going at each other for the Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all. And I've always wanted to go. And yes, if I was going, I would get up early and I would go to the parade because I like the parade.
Of course you would. Would you wear your Tampa Bay Buccaneers jammies?
100% I would.
Those things have feet. That looks like they would have feet.
No, they do not have feet.
Oh.
They're not footy pajamas.
I wish you had worn footy pajamas. I would have never let you hear the end of that.
It's a 2-piece set.
Makes sense.
So, yeah. So I'm going to the Rose Bowl.
Now, I will say the same thing to your selection there that you said to my first one.
Mm-hmm.
I was never getting there.
Really?
I've always thought not always. In the last handful of years, I feel like the Rose Bowl might be the most overrated thing in all of sports.
And why?
Because now it's just another bowl game.
But it's really not, though.
Well, the Rose Bowl was always the best team in the Pac-10 and the best team in the Big Ten. Well, who was the best team in the Pac-10 this year? It's USC. It's not close. Oh, well, Utah beat them twice. I don't care. I flat out, I don't care. Who's the best team in the Big Ten? Michigan or Ohio State? I'll give you either one. None of those three teams are playing in this. I don't feel like anything was hurt more by the playoff than the Rose Bowl. I haven't watched one of them outside of when the playoff has been there in years.
You didn't watch the one from last year?
I finally got to turning it on once Twitter lost its mind about it, but it didn't do anything for me. Oh, look, Jackson Smith and Jigba and Marvin Harrison, they got 1 billion yards. I don't care. I don't care. This game means absolutely nothing.
To me, it still means something. It is called the granddaddy of them all for a reason.
Yep, and that was opined by Keith Jackson 1 billion years ago. And it used to be. It's not anymore.
It's just not anymore. No, it doesn't mean anything to you anymore. Okay, I get it. And then I guess just by default, I'm going to have to go to another bowl game because the rest of the NFL schedules for the next 2 weeks are just not good. We'll continue the Daily Draft up next right here on ESPN Asheville.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
When I finally drove the old car into the grave, I knew there was only one place I was going to go. Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville, home of the family plan. And yes, they treat you like family. I went in, told them what I was looking for, told them my budget, and in no time, I was signing the paperwork on my certified pre-owned vehicle. They have the area's largest selection on quality pre-owned vehicles and certified Nissans. They go through a 167-point inspection, so you know it's not going to let you down. They gave me the Carfax report, so I know the history of my vehicle. And the Fred Anderson family plan gives me things like oil changes and car washes and loaner cars if I have to have major work done on the car in the future. For me, buying a car has always been an intimidating thought. But the folks at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville made it super easy. Don't be like me. Don't wait till the last minute to get a deal done. Go to AndersonNissan.com or stop by the showroom at 629 Brevard Road. And don't forget to mention we sent you from the Sportsocracy and get a $250 bonus on your trade-in at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
This winter, there are new COVID-19 booster shots designed to help protect against recent Omicron variants. If it's been at least 2 months since your primary series or original booster, schedule your updated COVID-19 booster dose at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Shopping for jewelry this Christmas has never been as simple and affordable as you will find when you shop at Allen's Jewelry. Allen's is like walking in a jewelry wonderland where you can find a large selection of jewelry, including diamonds, gold, silver, and so much more at up to 50% off. Save tens, hundreds, even thousands of dollars when you shop and save like Santa. Visit Allen's today in Asheville and Cherokee and make this a Christmas to remember.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
The Sportsocracy.
That is some good, clean family fun there, eh, Cott?
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. We are in the midst of the daily draft, and we have we stretched this out since we're not going to be with you next week. So it's now over the next 2 weeks in the football world. Where would you go if money was no object? You could just punch your ticket and be there instantly. I went with Georgia and Ohio State, of course, in the second national semifinal game down in Atlanta on New Year's Eve. Jeremy went back-to-back NFL games, taking the best games of this week and next week. The Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles where it was his first choice, which we will see that tomorrow. And then the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday Night Football coming up in Week 17. That'll be your preview of the AFC Championship game, possibly. Could be a dogfight for the number 1 seed in the AFC playoffs. And then I'm going to the Rose Bowl. Penn State, Utah. I think it's got all the makings of a great back-and-forth struggle game. And to me, the Rose Bowl still means something. It's a great trophy. It's a great atmosphere. All of the ancillary things that go around that game.
That'd just be great if the best team from the Pac-10 and Big Ten were there. I think I'm going to pass on the 2 and the 3.
Well, I mean, you can't have your way all the time, Jeremy.
Yeah, and they can't have my money when I don't get my way.
Oh, well.
Can't wait till the best of the Pac-10 is going to, or Pac-12 now, is going to be Colorado.
Yeah, I feel like you
That'll
have
be fun.
Yeah, I feel like you have to do this, though, with the next pick. I got to go with the other national semifinal. It's the Michigan Wolverines and TCU. 4 o'clock on New Year's Eve. Glendale, Arizona. Not really a place I've always been really wanting to go. But let's face it, if you're going there, you're going for the game. And after the week that we've had, maybe that'll be the warmest place.
Yes. And frankly, I want to go anywhere where it's not 6.
It's 5 now, by the way.
Okay.
5 degrees outside the
No
Ingles
one should
Studio.
live in a place where it's 5.
Look, I don't really think Michigan TCU is going to be the barn burner semifinal that we all want. But
I think it's way better than your game.
But what if it is? TCU has been that team that has stuck around with everybody all year long. They have found a way to make games interesting. When you thought they were down, they were not out. There's something about that team, and who's to say that Michigan's just going to stomp all over them? I think it's got a chance to be an all-time great, and I kind of agree with you. I think there's a better chance that this game's really close and in doubt more than that will be Georgia against Ohio State.
I agree.
So TCU, Michigan in the other semifinal.
My next selection is going to be one where I'm going to have to wear those color-adjusting sunglasses. Because my colorblind eyes are going to really hate every bit of this. It's the very orange Capital One Orange Bowl between the Tennessee Volunteers and the Clemson Tigers.
Now, I had considered this, but I do have to ask, but why? I mean, it feels like a shell of both of these teams are going to be playing.
Okay.
So what are you going to learn?
You have a lot of talent on both of these teams that will be playing next year. Now, you don't have Iamaleava, who's probably the quarterback for Tennessee. You will see Joe Milton. And I would say Joe Milton probably starts as the quarterback next year. But, I mean, these two talented teams that, I mean, you're losing a lot. And I do feel like you're going to be able to glean something about what these teams have. Obviously, you don't have the transfers, and Dabo doesn't do much in the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it'll be a good game. And to see Tennessee fans are going to travel to this in droves. So to see those two fan bases in the same stadium, that will be, to me, that's way more electric than the Rose Bowl.
I do think this could end up becoming a heavy lean for Tennessee as far as the crowd is concerned. Because Clemson fans are upset. They're mad that they're in the Orange Bowl.
Well, if you had a coach that understood quarterback play, maybe you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, we all know that. All right, so you're going to the Orange Bowl, and then?
To the All-State Sugar Bowl between the Alabama Crimson Tide and the Kansas State Wildcats.
Yeah.
That has upset written all over it. That has Kansas State beats Alabama written all over it.
Because of the disappointment that they didn't make the college football playoff?
Look how many players are not playing for Alabama. You will get a great look at what next year's going to look like. No Will Anderson, no Bryce Young. And I just really like Chris Kleiman.
I thought they were playing in the game.
I will believe that when I see it.
But they did say that, right?
So you can say anything you want to. You can tell me you're a pretty princess. It doesn't mean I believe you.
I feel like that would be an interesting play, to say that you're going to play in the bowl game and then don't.
Jalen Hyatt did the exact same thing. Oh, I'm no doubt playing in the Orange Bowl. Bye. Because, see, here's what happens. These guys find agents, and the agent goes, you're not playing in that game no matter how bad you want to. You're out of your gourd if you think you're playing in this game. That doesn't mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
And, all right, let's say they do play. Even better. Now I get a much more palatable game than I was getting before. I'm going to be honest with you. Anybody I have projected in the first round, I'm not going to believe you're touching a field until I see you on it.
Okay.
You can speak it until you're blue in the face. I don't believe you.
I hate it so much. I hate the opt-out thing so much.
Well, you're going to see the death of it when the 12-team playoff starts. Because you're not going to see players opt out.
Like Jackson Smith and Jigba.
He's a whole different case, and he is going to rue the day he did that. I haven't seen a board of anybody I trust where he hasn't fallen 20 spots in the last 2 weeks. Haven't seen the first one.
Mm-hmm. The Ohio State wide receiver opting out of the college football playoff semifinal with Georgia. It's something that we thought was at least foolproof. There's no way anybody's opting out of one of these games. And Jackson Smith and Jigba has fawed.
He did.
He is fawed.
And he's about to foe.
And he is about to foe when his term comes up to be announced in the April draft. Well, you took one off the board there for me because I had Alabama and Kansas State on my list as well. And that's just the thing with all of these bowl games. The opt-outs kill me. Is what could have been a good matchup. You're not going to get these teams at full strength. So it's almost like spring game to me. It's almost like exhibition game territory. Of, hey, this is going to be fun to see all the guys that we didn't get to see play this past year.
By the way, that's where this is headed. When the 12-team playoff starts, that's what the ancillary bowl games, that's what they'll be.
Mm-hmm.
They'll basically be a competitive spring game where coaches are allowed to see what they have for the next year.
Right.
And at that point, I'm fine. I want to see competitive bowl games. And now if I get 11 of those in a 12-team playoff, all right. That's good enough for me.
Yep.
The rest of it, let PlayStation or AutoZone or whoever wants to sponsor those. We're good.
Okay. I'm going to stick with the college ranks here. I'll go with another bowl game. You're going to hear this one right here on ESPN Asheville on next Wednesday night, the Holiday Bowl. North Carolina against Oregon. Drake May against Bo Nix. There's two high-flying offenses, and they're going to put up a bunch of points. I'm not off the Tar Heels because Josh Downs isn't playing in the game. I think
I'm off the Tar Heels because they don't have a member of the secondary playing.
That is a problem. That's a major problem.
Do you know what the over-under in this game is?
I would imagine it's got to be like 63.
74.
74. There
74.
you go. There you go. If you're a fan of a lot of points, the Holiday Bowl is going to be one for you. And I think this is going to be Cody Paceor's coming out party. If you didn't know him before, you're going to know him by the end of the Holiday Bowl next Wednesday. Like I said, you'll hear that right here on ESPN Asheville. And my final selection, it's Dallas at Tennessee on Thursday night next week. Because if you got Dallas reeling off the Philadelphia loss, and you've got Tennessee still hanging on to playoff hopes here, it may not be the funnest game to watch, but it'll be ultra competitive. And those will be two of the best running games in the NFL going head-to-head. And it's in Nashville in primetime Thursday night. I'll go Dallas Cowboys, Tennessee Titans to round out what would be a really good week.
Oh, yeah. There's not physically another NFL game that I can pick.
No. I just took the last one off the board.
I don't think there's another NFL game I can pick. So, that means I'm probably going to be somewhat self-serving.
Oh, God, I can already see it.
Oh, no, I'm not going to the Cheez-It Bowl. I don't need to see what Florida State's going to do to Oklahoma.
No.
Especially after they started yipping.
No, that's not where I thought you were going to go.
Did you think, is it in Birmingham, Alabama?
Yep.
I considered that one. the fighting Mike Houstons of East Carolina taking on Coastal Carolina.
Right.
Well, the only problem is that Coastal is a shell of what they were. They have lost their coach, their quarterback. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm going to go to the game where these two teams are the most intact. Okay. And it's probably the best quarterback matchup outside of the playoffs. I'm going to the AutoZone Liberty Bowl between the Rock Chalk Kansas Jayhawks and the Arkansas Razorbacks. You get Jaden Daniels and KJ Jefferson.
Huh.
That could actually be a legitimately fun, old-school kind of football game because, to the best of my knowledge, Drew Sanders is the only player that's not playing.
Could be. That'll be a hell of a home field advantage for Arkansas as well. There are a ton of Razorback fans in Memphis.
Oh, yeah. That will be fun. That's a game that I may actually watch because that's the Wednesday. It's right in the middle of the vacation week for us.
Mm-hmm.
Don't see me watching a ton of UCF and Duke.
Nope.
Situated right in the nest of the day. Amy won't be home yet. Just sitting on the couch watching the Jayhawks and the Razorbacks.
You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Blustery and cold for us here as we head through this evening and tonight. Wind advisory through 3 a.m. Saturday morning with a wind chill warning through 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Clear skies, windy and cold for us here tonight. Temperatures drop down to near 40 degrees with wind chills between 15 and 20 below. Sunny, windy, cold, middle 20s Saturday. Partly cloudy and cold for Christmas Day. Low 30s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech. This winter, there are new COVID-19 booster shots designed to help protect against recent Omicron variants. If it's been at least 2 months since your primary series or original booster, schedule your updated COVID-19 booster dose at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
The Ingles Giving Tree benefiting Manna Food Bank will be on display at Asheville outlets. Drop off non-perishable items in the donation barrels at all local Ingles locations or donate online. Help Ingles Markets, iHeartRadio, WLOS, and the Asheville Citizen-Times ensure Manna Food Bank can fill thousands of empty plates this season.
Don't let unused insurance dollars go to waste. Most insurance plans cover 2 dental cleanings and exams each year before expiring on January 1st. Maximize the dental insurance benefits you're already paying for and schedule your exam today with Asheville Smiles. Dr. Merrill's mission is world-class dental care through technology and research, so you'll get the most advanced treatment with the comforts of home. Schedule your exam now before the end of the year rush. at AshevilleSmiles.com.
Holiday shopping is exhausting. I hit like 30 stores already. You?
I went to Verizon.
Oh, and?
And that's it.
Seriously?
Seriously. I got the new iPhone 14 Pro on Verizon in stock now. Plus more Apple gifts like Apple Watch SE, iPad, and Beats Fit Pro. Also on Verizon. A value of up to $1,900.
Seriously?
Seriously. The iPhone 14 Pro is perfect for my daughter. Its new Pro camera system takes amazing pictures, even in low light. She's gonna love it.
So who gets the Apple gifts?
Oh, the Apple gifts? I'm keeping those for myself.
Kinda like a finder's fee?
More like a holiday miracle.
Seriously.
Get to your Verizon store for their best deal of the year. Act now. This offer ends soon. A service plan is required for gifts. 5G phone. Up to $999.99 device payment purchase or full retail purchase with newer upgrade smartphone line required. Less up to $1,000 trade-in promo credit applied over 36 months. 0% APR. Additional terms and conditions apply. Visit Verizon.com for offer details. Up to $1,900 value based on iPhone, Apple Watch, iPad, and Beats.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelly Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville or call them at 828-365-1663.
The Ingles Giving Tree, benefiting Manna Food Bank, will be on display at Asheville Outlets as a reminder of the needs of so many families in western North Carolina. Drop off non-perishable items in the donation barrels at all Ingles locations. Donate online or at the Ingles Giving Tree at Asheville Outlets so Manna Food Bank can reach everyone who needs help. Nothing can hold back the holiday spirit of giving in western North Carolina. Please help Ingles Markets, iHeartRadio, WLOS, and the Asheville Citizen-Times ensure Manna Food Bank can fill thousands of empty plates this season.
Tank won because he's the champ.
5 segments. You do it in every one of them.
I do.
Every single one of them.
I have to.
Okay.
Because this is the continuation to Beat the Chief. Asheville Police Chief Zack not able to join us today. We still have all of the games on Sunday and the Monday Night Football game to pick here that we did not get to last hour. Just if you're tuning in, yes, Tank won again last week. And Jeremy back to a 3-game deficit behind the defending champ, and the Chief 4 games behind me, 1 game behind Jeremy.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's all fine.
It's fine. We're fine.
Sunday, the first game of the day at 1 o'clock. Get the Miami Dolphins at home against the Green Bay Packers. Miami is a 3.5-point favorite. Jeremy, where do you lean in this one?
I am on an island by myself on the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah. How did you get there?
Miami's defense, is it good or not?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's a big no. I feel like Aaron Rodgers has gotten to the point where he's confident enough in the receivers. They are still technically alive. I'm not telling you that I think Green Bay's going to make the playoffs. I'm just the hope, this blind hope that some people seem to still have in the Bucs. That's kind of where I'm at with the Packers. I'm looking at this team going, you have the talent, and nothing really changed to the point where you should have been this bad.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron looked like he was having a great deal of fun the last time we saw him.
Yeah, the last time we saw him was against the LA Rams, though.
I'm well aware of that.
And that's the thing, is the LA Rams couldn't score to begin with. I get Green Bay's defense looked better, but they were going up against a listless team, a listless offense. Miami's not that. Miami's fighting for playoff position. Tua Tagovailoa's he's dealing. They're going to be at home. I like Miami. And I really don't think this game's going to be close. So it was easy for me to take Miami minus 3.5. Green Bay is not good. And they have not had one of those games yet where I go, oh, there it is. That's the Green Bay team I was expecting to see this year.
Heavy, sharp money line on the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy, sharp lean on the Packers.
Denver Broncos and the LA Rams. Ugh, and a 4:30 kickoff that it just, you should probably watch It's a Wonderful Life again.
You should watch anything but this. I would love, you know what, what I think would be the greatest reality show ever? Put a camera in the locker room to where you can hear the players talking about things like this. You're telling me we have to play a game on Christmas away from our families, and it's us against them.
Yeah.
Two teams that if you added their win-loss record together, they still wouldn't be a playoff team. This is what I have to do on Christmas. I see a tremendous lack of effort in this game. And at the end of the day, it's Baker Mayfield against what I value to be a pretty good defense.
Mm-hmm.
It's enough for me. The Denver Broncos.
I'm on the Denver Broncos as well. Look, Brett Rippon doesn't do anything for me, but I still don't have any faith in Baker Mayfield.
And you shouldn't.
No. L.A. shouldn't. Nobody should have faith in Baker Mayfield.
One of the most fun conversations I've been in this week is what happens to Baker. What happens to him now?
He becomes the best star in the XFL.
I'm not going that far because I think his ego will not allow that.
Probably not.
Is he on a roster week 1 of next year?
No.
I'm going to agree with you.
No, I feel like he is exactly what he's been this year, and he is an emergency injury replacement. When there's no one else out there, I guess I'll take a swing at Baker Mayfield
if I can get him practically for free in games that do not matter.
Yeah,
that's where he's at.
Yeah, I got Denver -3. Didn't even think a second about it.
I didn't either. And Asheville Police Chief Zack agrees with us. Clean sweep on Let's Ride the Denver Broncos.
Sunday night Go ahead.
Sunday night football.
That's right. On Christmas night.
I don't think this game actually deserved me doing that. You know what? I'm taking it back. Forget I just did that. Sunday night football.
Sunday night football. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Arizona Cardinals. And you got Colt McCoy. It's going to be playing for
Trace McSorley.
Oh, that's right. Colt McCoy's injured, so we got to go to Trace McSorley for the listless Arizona Cardinals. Are we long for seeing DeAndre Hopkins just tap out and go, screw it, I'm done? Like he should just retire at this point. It's
the end of a bad year, and you're going to have a new coach at some point.
Right. It's just been so bad. Like you feel bad for DeAndre.
Well, he's gone from Bill O'Brien to Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah.
Still waiting for him to have an actual legitimate head coach in this league.
And maybe Arizona will give him that in the offseason. Tampa Bay is a 7.5-point favorite. I'm going to be on my own on this one, aren't I?
Nope.
Really? Wow. I thought I would. I'm taking Tampa minus the 7.5. We really shouldn't be a 7.5-point favorite against a college team.
You shouldn't be a 7.5-point favorite against a group of Girl Scouts. You shouldn't be a 7.5-point favorite against any NFL team, which is why I'm on the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
Because this line means you would have been a 10.5-point favorite in Tampa, and that's stupid. I understand this team's awful. Mm-hmm. So are you. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are awful, too.
We're not good. Not good at really anything.
I love the under in this game. Love the under.
What's the number?
40.5.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't know that I would love it because I could see it being right on it. 22-20 final score, possibly. Look, this is my last hope. This is my last hope for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to go, okay, are you going to show me something?
No.
Are you going to show me some kind of a
season.
Reason to get excited about this playoff run? At some point, I feel like something has to click with this team.
It's not a playoff run. You're the
there's going to be a
You're the
playoff
pity
run.
team that we have to let in. You're the dorky kid that our mother makes us hang out with because she's friends with his mom. There is no playoff run. There is no hope. There is no anything. If it wasn't for Tom Brady, we would never discuss this team ever because they are pathetically coached.
Mm-hmm.
And if you watch any of these sideline – have you seen any sideline videos of Brady? NFL
like
Network
him breaking the tablet. And all that?
NFL Films has sideline cameras, and he's just chirping and yapping, and every player on this team is just looking at him like, "I wish you would shut up." Like, I want to hit you so bad I can't stand it. I'm not sure you don't lose this game. That's how little faith I have in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think we'll lose the game. But if you're going to try to get the fan base excited, you need to win this game. You need to cover this game.
This would excite your fan base.
Yes, absolutely.
I think then your fan base is delusional.
Yeah.
If you walk away from this excited, that's delusion at the highest extreme.
Mm-hmm.
Just chalk it up for what it is.
They call them fans.
Just chalk it up for what it is.
Just like your New York Jets fans, all excited. Of course you're going to be excited after a win. It's kind of a no-brainer. It's kind of how football works.
And you shouldn't be.
Tampa Bay minus the 7.5 for me and the Chief. Jeremy on his own. Arizona plus the 7.5 in Tampa against the Bucs. Monday Night Football. The Los Angeles Chargers and the Indianapolis Colts.
This line is really low.
Mm-hmm.
Like 4 seems comically low.
It is.
For a Colts team that just gave up the biggest lead in NFL history.
Was it 4 or 4.5?
4.5.
Okay, 4.5. LA is a 4.5-point favorite. This number should be way higher than this. It's not like Indianapolis really showed you much last week. Granted, they got out to a 33-0 lead on the Minnesota Vikings in the first half. Okay, yeah, but if you watched the game, none of that was really because they were playing great. They were pretty much handed great, good field position, drove just enough to kick some field goals.
You had a lot of fluky things
and they had some special teams miscues.
You had a lot of fluky things happen, and now you're turning to Napoleon Dynamite. Nick Foles. Chargers.
Yep. Chargers, minus 4.5.
It's a clean sweep across the board.
Yeah, it's not going to be a close game. All right.
And it will be borderline unwatchable.
I would say so.
And yet, we'll watchable it.
Of course we will. You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Coming up after the break, we'll have Jeremy's bangers for the weekend.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
The music we listen to all year long. The anthems that were our soundtrack for 2022. And the stars who made the songs we love will all be celebrated March 27th, live from Los Angeles.
Let's get it started.
Get ready for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Awards, coming back to Fox.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
With one of the best savings rates in America, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Slash to be in your band.
Next up for lead guitar. You're in.
Cool. Yep, even easier than that. And with no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Coffee's for closers only.
Get them the money.
Then when you get the money, you get the power.
That watch costs more than your car.
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
Final segment of the year and the last set of bangers of the year. 4 favorites. I'm not a big fan of favorites, but sometimes you got to take them. East Carolina, the Fighting Mike Houston's -7.5 against Coastal Carolina, who has no players left because their coach left for Liberty. Arkansas -3 against Kansas. I feel like Kansas is happy to be here because they haven't been a bowl game in forever. And Arkansas is closer to full strength here than they've been all year. Florida State -9 against Oklahoma. Oklahoma, you had a great transfer portal. You had a great signing day. Doesn't change the fact you were dog piddle this year, and Florida State is not losing many players to opt-outs or anything like that, and they are going to smoke you like a honey ham. The Georgia Bulldogs are a 6.5-point favorite in the college football semifinal against the Ohio State Buckeyes. It should tell you everything about how Ohio State views themselves that one of their best players opted out of this game. That's something we never thought was going to happen. Georgia rolls -6.5. Last time we get to do it all year.
Underdog, 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 underdog.
Speed of lightning, roar of thunder. The TCU Horned Frogs are a 7.5-point dog against Michigan. I'm not telling you they're going to win, but I do think they'll cover. Give me the Froggies +7.5. Kansas State's a 6.5-point dog against Alabama. They're very happy to be here, and I've seen Alabama fall on their face in games like this. You expect it to be in the playoff. There's a little letdown. I don't care who plays. Give me the Wildcats. North Carolina's a 14.5-point dog against Oregon. I get that you don't have any corners. I'm well aware of that. They're not very good defensively either. This is a shootout, and that is entirely too many points. And the last big dog of the year, the Washington Huskies are a 4-point dog against Texas. Michael Penix is playing in this game. Michael Penix is coming back. Give me the Huskies +4. They went outright.
Take those wagers to betus.com. Use the promo code SportsOcracy and get a 125% deposit bonus on whatever you put into your account, up to $2,500.
It's the end of the year.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy year.
It has been. It's been an absolutely wild year, and we cannot thank you guys enough for the support that you have shown us through subscribing to the YouTube channel, chatting with us each and every day, tuning in here, whether it be on the iHeartRadio app or on the terrestrial signal, taking us with you everywhere you go. it means the world to us constantly. And when you show your support for things that we do, like the Battle for the Belt, where we were able to raise was $2,500 for Eblin Charity St. Nicholas Project. We like having fun with you guys doing stuff like that. We love giving back, and we love the hearts of our audience.
This has been an incredible year of. I mean, look, our first year doing this was the Rona year. And so we didn't get to go out and do things. And so you almost felt like you started down 10. 21 was better, but it was still different. This feels like the first year we were able to really do all of the things that we wanted to do. And those of you that have come up at events, we've had several of your wives have reached out to us over the course of the last year, which is it's still mind-boggling to me. We appreciate everything that you guys do, all of the support for us, all of the kind words. It truly means the world that you let two yokels that, well, I look homeless and he's wearing his jammies at work.
Yeah.
And you spend your afternoons with us talking about football. That never stops being the coolest thing in the world to me. Mm-hmm. And so from myself and HWA, Merry Christmas to you all. Happy New Year. And I can't wait for you guys to see the things that we're doing next year.
Yeah, it's going to be so great. We continue to add on and grow on to this thing. And, your support, like I said, we couldn't do it without you. If we felt like we were just spitting into the wind here every afternoon, we would probably go on and do something else. But it's the reaction that we get from you guys that really sends home the message that you enjoy what we do, and we enjoy doing it.
Or you just think we're big dumb bears and we're dancing for your own amusement. Frankly, we're okay with any of that.
It does not matter either way. And so we are looking forward to a great 2023.
That 100,000 subscriber YouTube thing is going to go right over my head because we're doing that this year. I know that sounds like an aggressive goal.
It is an aggressive goal.
We're going to make it happen.
I like it. Anyway, hope everyone has a very Merry Christmas. And before we go here, I just want to ask you this question, Jeremy.
If it's about Zach Wilson, I don't think my heart can
No.
take it.
I'm not going to bring that up again. We're ending the show on a good note here because I want you to reminisce real quick, and I want you to tell me greatest Christmas present you ever got.
Greatest Christmas present I ever got. You tell yours. I'll have to think about it for a second.
I've thought about it, and I think the greatest Christmas present I ever got that wasn't like some, this is like on my Christmas list. I wrote Santa Claus and said, I want this, and he delivered, was my Nintendo 64. Our conversation in the Discord yesterday got me thinking about this, and I think that's the greatest Christmas present I ever got because it's one of those things that I knew I was asking for too much because I didn't come from a family with great means, and this was like right after it came out, and I never thought I was going to get one, and then somehow Santa came through.
I am going to give a cop-out answer that I promise you did not expect me to give.
Ruh-roh.
And this is coming from a 35-year-old man that is notoriously not the softer, gentler touch. And this is to parents, this is to kids, this is basically anybody that can hear the sound of my voice. I can honest to God tell you, I do not remember one present I think I ever got as a child. I don't think I remember one gift. But you know what I do remember? I remember sitting around the Christmas table every year with my grandfather who has now passed on and with my family. I remember that every year. Mm-hmm. It was always one of those things. I love Christmas, and it's the happiest time of the year to me. So I know that's not the answer you're looking for, but it's totally the answer I have.
Interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, if we learn anything in this final show of 2022, it is that Jeremy Greene does have a heart.
It's still 3 times too small, but it is there.
You are in the Sportsocracy. Have a great
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
And a Happy New Year, and we will see you after the New Year back here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville. Blustery and cold for us here as we head through this evening and tonight. Wind advisory through 3 a.m. Saturday morning with a wind chill warning through 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Clear skies, windy and cold for us here tonight. Temperatures drop down to near 40 degrees with wind chills between 15 and 20 below. Sunny, windy, cold, middle 20s Saturday. Partly cloudy and cold for Christmas Day. Low 30s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. At Lowe's, every pro is an MVP to us. MVP's Pro Rewards members visit Lowe's now and earn bonus points on select products and brands like Power Pro. Then redeem for Lowe's gift cards and more. Offer valid through 1/8/23. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Subject to program terms. Points expire 12/31/23.
And now for today's Roblox winter weather alert. iHeartland on Roblox has been walloped by a winter snowstorm. It is a winter wonderland. You can now ice skate at State Farm Park. In State Farm Neighborhood, you can compete in snowball fights, grab a hot cocoa and cookies, and more. There's also special events from your favorite artists and podcasters all month, along with scavenger hunts, exclusive content, and unique items. So enjoy the festive winter weather at iHeartland on Roblox. Head to iHeartRadio.com/iHeartland today.
What if one day you went to your secret hiding place, and instead of what you came for, you found a phone number, 1-800-662-HELP? What would you do? Would you stop and give it some thought? Before drugs take their toll on you and your family, know that there is help. You can quit. For help with drug use, call 1-800-662-HELP for free and confidential information and treatment referral, or go to samhsa.gov/knowtherisks.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville.